Carrick fans on the comments. Boom. Shakalak. Right. Let's do it. I know they can hear me because it's working on YouTube, isn't it? I know. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Reading. We're live an hour before the kickoff as per usual. And we should have the team news coming in for you very, very quickly. Let's get to select the event. Manchester United versus Reading. Live comments up on the screen, but we don't like them black. What's that all about? Don't like that. Don't like that. Needs to be black. We don't like that. We don't like it white. Why is it like that? Not connected to any. I'll get that sorted. Don't worry. It's not staying white. I absolutely hate it. I do not like that in white. It's horrible. But team news is imminently coming in. So drop us a like on the video. Get commenting. Give us your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and all that lot. We'll have Ross joining us very soon with team news reaction. We'll be talking. I know I didn't do my normal Manchester United transfer show today, so we will be doing a coverage of that, and also got some fantastic little bet deals for you if you're into all that, and an offer. I knew someone would approach us, and they have, and they've given us an exclusive, so we can talk about that in a bit as well. Lots of you getting involved. How are you, Mark? It's my birthday today, says Samuel Devine. Happy birthday, and a win would be perfect. I think we are going to win, Samuel. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Reading are no pushovers. I've said that before. They're not a pushover, and they certainly could give us a good game. God, I do not. It's not reacting. It's not reacting to anything I do. It's really annoying. What about this? What about this? Don't worry. Be happy. Turn it off. Remove it. Add a new one. This is all live. All live. Team news is any second now, so don't worry about this while I'm doing this. Don't worry. I am in control. See, that's better. That's black. That's how we like it. Black's better than white. On a live comments board. Don't want any complaints. Right. Okay. So let's see if it will get it to work this time. Select event, and it goes white. What is it doing? That is horrible, and I don't like it, and it won't change for anything. Oh, God. Well, we're stuck with a bloody live comments board that's black. I mean, white. Team news is going to come in. I'll focus on the comments in a minute. They will be up and running, but I'll need Ross here for helping me out for that. Let's have a look what the team is. Oh God, you know, everything's going wrong. Are you actually even getting me at the moment? Because I don't know whether my computer has just gone. No, I'm still getting all you lot. So now Twitter has decided not to work. Oh, God, don't you just love live TV? Aha! I do actually, but I don't like it when it's doing stuff like this. Get with it. Get with the programme. Right, no team news in, even though we are an hour away from kickoff. That is odd. Yes, it is in. What are we on about? So, Romero in goal, as we knew. Ashley Young right back. Smalling and Rojo as centre-backs, Daley Blind left-back, Carrick, Fellaini and Mata. I told you Fellaini would start. Don't get angry about it. It was always going to happen. Rooney, Martial and Rashford, which I am excited about. So what it looks like, I mean, the bad thing in that team, is that Fellaini's playing as a box-to-box midfielder, which just makes me want to physically be sick. If he's going to play, he should play like he did a couple against Borough off the striker. But Mata will probably play on the right, Martial on the left, which we're happy with. Rooney will play at the number 10 position, and Rashford will play up front, hopefully, which I'm really excited about. With Martial and Rashford starting, one of them will be playing at number 9, which is great to see. Smalling and Rojo, don't have a problem with them two playing. There's a good balance there. Ashley Young at right back. Again, not happy about that. Why do we keep using Ashley Young? Again, we're just using experience, aren't we, over youth? I mean, on the bench you've got Joel Pereira, the goalkeeper, who's come back from Portugal. Fosu Mensah's on the bench, which is a positive. Phil Jones on the bench. Schweinsteiger's on the bench. Mkhitaryan, Pogba, and Ibrahimovic. So again, we've gone for a very experienced bench. There's no Twansibi on there. There's not even Lingard on there. You know, there's opportunities to use players, and again, I think we've gone too top heavy with experience. That's my personal thought on it, but you can give yours, obviously, and please do. Try and get Ross on and try and sort out this live comments, which is annoying. But this is live. This is what happens when it's live. But the team is out, just while we're waiting to get hold of Ross. Romero in goal, Young right back, Smalling and Jones centre backs, Blind at left back. I'm happy with that. Carrick holding the midfield with Fellaini and probably Rooney as the sort of number 10. I'd say Mata on the right, Martial left, and Rashford up front. Ross has joined me now. All right, Ross, how you doing, mate?
Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Apologies about the visuals, but this whole stream is working, but I'm having problems with the live comments, which I'm going to try and sort out while I talk to you. What's your thoughts on the team news, first of all?
Do you know what, mate? In all honesty, I haven't seen it, so can you give me a quick refresh, please?
No, that's fine. It's Romero in goal, which we knew. Ashley Young at right back, Smalling and Rojo centre backs, Daley Blind left back, Carrick holding the midfield, Fellaini box to box, Mata on the right, Rooney probably as the number 10, Martial on the left, and Rashford up front. I think it is 2 positions away from perfection for me, so I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I'm obviously chuffed with Rashford being up front. It's also good to see Rooney back. I know we've been playing really well without him, and I don't think he should be getting back into the team. It's good to see him back playing. I'm slightly disappointed with the Carrick starting, to be honest. I think it's ideal time to give him a rest, so don't really see why he needs to start this game. But let's not forget Reading are actually quite a decent team, and they'll probably be about 15th, 14th in the Premier League, because the people that are going to get relegated out of the Premier League this year are absolutely dire. So I think they're going to be tough. But yeah, I'm happy with that team, 100%. Like you say, probably 1 or 2 from being perfect, but we're nearly there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not distraught that Fellaini's starting. I sort of expected him to start. It's no surprise to me. And I think the bench, just to let people know, is Pereira the goalkeeper, and Fellaini is playing. Fosu Mensah, is on the bench. Jones on the bench. Schweinsteiger on the bench, and Mkhitaryan, Pogba, and Zlatan. So he hasn't really ignored experience at all. He's gone for quite a lot of experience in the team. Twan Sebi, I would have liked to see him on the bench, but do we expect that these days? Probably not. I mean, another position, I know I'm not going to dwell on Fellaini for too long, because I did think that he would play, but Fosu Mensah could have played at right back today. I mean, what's Ashley Young? I did moan about this a few weeks ago. I don't get what Ashley Young at right back gives you. Against Reading at home. I don't understand what you learn, what you get from playing Ashley Young at right back when you could be giving a real talent 90 minutes in a real game, and that's Fosu Mensah. Fosu Mensah's not a right back. Ashley Young's certainly not a right back. So I disagree with that. I think that's a real cop-out again, and another indication that this manager is not going to use youth this season. But I would have played Fosu Mensah today, no question about that. I don't see what you get from Ashley Young at right back, but that's just my thoughts, Ross. I don't know about you. But apart from that, I mean, I just must be positive and say, I did say if Marcus Rashford started up front today, it would be like a new signing. I just want to see him playing up front, and I really, really hope that he can score a goal. In fact, I might have to reassess my bets because I fancy him to score today.
Well, just on Ashley Young, the only reason I can see him play is it is, he is in the squad, and I do feel a little bit sorry for him because he obviously isn't going to get a look in this season, but his attitude is fantastic. You don't hear any moaning come out of Ashley Young's mouth. So for him to not play, obviously I'd rather see him not play and see the youth play, but for his perspective, if he didn't play, it'd be pretty much the end of his United career. And I think, for someone who is a squad player and he knows he's not going to get in most match day squads, but he has got a fantastic attitude and he rarely moans. And from what I hear, he's quite a personality around the training camp. So I think it's good to see him get in the squad, but I would rather see, some of the youth play. And Rashford, the only thing that worries me with Marcus Rashford is that he's now got his start. He's playing in front of Zlatan for the first game that I can see, and he's going to be judged heavily on today's performance, and he has to get it right, which is a lot of pressure on him. But obviously he normally rises to pressure. But that does concern me a little bit, because if Rashford has a slightly poor game, given how cutthroat Mourinho is, he might be inclined to not give him another chance in that position, which I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that in a moment, but I suppose you've got to look at that positive because the way he's gone with the selections today, not using Fosu Mensah again. I suppose in a way I'm actually surprised he is playing Rashford up front because he could have quite easily just played Rooney up front, put Rashford on the wing. So the fact that he's done that, I think, is surely a big reward for what he did against West Ham, which was probably a real eye opener for Mourinho, as just to how good Rashford can be.
Yeah, 100%. And the last 2 games, Rashford has been fantastic for us, and let's not forget that. But that's at the left wing position. So this is, to play on your own up front, you've got to have a lot about your game, which Zlatan has. It's not just the prolific goals, it's the hold-up play, it's the dropping deep when you have to do. And it'd be interesting to see how Rashford plays today. If he plays on the shoulder of the defence the whole game and doesn't move from that, or if he does mix it up a bit, drops in the wing. I mean, because let's not forget, what we have now is we have 2 players on the pitch that can play left wing and striker in Martial and Rashford. And I wouldn't be, opposed to swapping them about a bit, because it changes up their defensive angle where, first you're marking Rashford, then you're marking Martial. That would be a real headache for a centre-back to, the talent of them two swapping positions. And for their right-back, I mean, you start to, I don't know if you can get used to Martial running at you, but you kind of get used to that during a game, and all of a sudden you've got Rashford. That'd be a very good tactical implication for us, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well that you were talking about Carrick there. Obviously, he's not. He is playing, but just some of the players who aren't playing, who are getting a total rest. There are some. And obviously, Ander Herrera, he's not on the bench at all. De Gea, not on the bench at all. Darmian, whether you think he's a good player or not, he's not on the bench at all. Who else is there? Lingard, he's not involved. Valencia. So he's done this before, actually. I remember. I wonder if it's quite telling Ross, really, and everybody at home, because I remember us playing a game, I don't know who it was, Thursday night game or something like that, and it was the same set of players again. I think it was our last game against Zoya away from home, and I'm pretty sure it was the same set of players again who were totally rested. Herrera totally rested, De Gea and Valencia especially. Darmian not involved, Lingard obviously left out. So you'd expect those players to be involved against Hull. What I'm saying is I really do not, I think a few of us, probably a large proportion of us, were really hopeful that in these 2 games, because obviously we're running out of games now where you can actually sort of not take risks but use fringe youth players. I think these are probably going to be our last 2 games unless we pull out somebody really poor in the next round at home, like Arsenal. But I don't think he's going to use any youth. Is my short answer to that.
Yeah. Which is, we might see Fosu Mensah come off from the bench. Well, I hope we do. But let's not forget, he's rested. He's probably rested his what I call his 90-minute men, which is Pogba and Herrera, and we've all been crying out.
Yeah, Pogba's on the bench, isn't he? Yeah.
Is he on the bench?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's on the bench. We've got quite a strong bench. I mean, the team's going up just below the live comments for those who aren't aware at the moment, so you can see that there. But Pogba's.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to have him rested at least. Not to, I've just seen that actually, but it's good to have him not playing because he is the 90-minute man for United. But then he's playing Marcus Rojo, and I think this is another.
No, seems to have lost Ross there. Hopefully, I haven't lost all you lots. He's just frozen. I'll get him back. There's a few gremlins in the system at the moment, but I'm sure Ross will come back to us. Let me get back on the live comments because I was trying to do something else at the moment. Yeah, we're still running. Any bets on Mark? Says you what? Yeah, got some cracking bets for you today. And also we've got a sign-up offer with a new company, which is great, which is what we sort of had been hinting that might happen, and it has happened. So a very good bet deal for you. If you look in the video description, actually, second paragraph down. But I've got you back, Ross.
So I lost you there, Mark.
It's all right. You were in mid chat about sort of Pogba and the bench and stuff like that, and youth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also, quite surprised not to see Jesse Lingard in that team. I don't know if he's injured, but I thought this had been a perfect game for Jesse Lingard, even just to get on the bench, to be honest, which has surprised me a bit. But I just think, you know what, you have got to give use a chance, but our squad is so big, and you have to play the other.
Oh, might have lost him again. Yeah, I'll talk this time. Don't worry. I'm in that gap. I don't know why that's open. I don't want to be there. Yeah, I mean, on the youth thing, and hopefully Ross will come back again. But the thing about it is, it's very simple. It's at what point will he use it? I mean, Fosu Mensah for me is ready. He's there to be used, and he's ready to be used. Twansibi training with the first team, that's great, isn't it? But give him a bit of minutes. Give him a few minutes. Rashford starting up front. We've been moaning about that all season. It's taken till now, and in playing, man of the match performance, Gary Neville said, against West Ham, for him to be given a chance in his position. And as I said last night on the Ramble, Rashford on the wing's all fine and well, but Rashford on the wing is a bit like putting Pogba on the wing. It's not his best position, and we will see the best of him when he is playing up front, which he is today. So I'm sort of having a look at bets now before I go public with them. But Carrick should get a rest. Mark says Salim Hussein. I wouldn't disagree with that. Ash Boyo comes on, does the podcast. He's gutted for Timbo. I am. I think we'll win this game, but it's not what I don't get the Ashley Young at right back thing. Ashley Young's finished at Manchester United. He gets Manchester United. He always gives his all. But this is a player who there's just no future in an Ashley Young in a Manchester United shirt. Get rid of him. I want him gone. I think that we've got better youth players coming through. We've got better players who can play at right back than Ashley Young. And Fosu Mensah playing at right back against Reading, getting 90 minutes. It's about development, and why would you refuse that? Why would you refuse giving him that time? The kickoff is at 12:30 UK time, which is 45 minutes away, which is quite interesting. Anut Patel says Fosu Mensah is better than Young. Alistair says it's Young's 150th appearance. Could not give a shit about stuff like that. This lineup seems all over the place. Mark, what do you think, Jimmy? I'm very happy with it. I like. Martial on the left, brilliant. Really excited to see him there. I'm really happy with Rashford up front. Not concerned that Rooney's playing. Matters in the team. I think he deserves 90 minutes because he's come on from the bench and done two really good things in the last two games. Carrick playing is a positive because he's such a good player. Might have given him a rest, but maybe we'll rest him against Hull. Fellaini, box to box, is an axe, but we've said this about Fellaini. Mourinho is determined to force him upon the fans. He is absolutely determined to force him on the fans. Why would you not play Schweinsteiger? But if you're playing Fellaini should play where Rooney is, off the striker. That's Fellaini's best position. He's not a centre midfielder, but he probably played quite well today because he's playing against the Championship side. The back four, Blind at left back, I'm quite happy with. Young at right back, not happy with that. And Smalling. And, Smalling, has he got a future at Manchester United? Really? Could we have played Twansibi and given him a chance? I don't know. Marshall up front, not Rashford, says sarcastic banter. That might be true. That could be true. I'd be excited. I'd be excited by that, if I'm totally honest. Carrick will be rested for Hull, says Jay, which I totally agree with. See if I can get Ross this way, just by doing it as a call and not a video. Blackett again, says the Raimi. Yeah, not mad about Blackett, if I'm totally honest. He's in a Reading shirt anyway, so that helps. So many players to choose from, and Josie has to select Fellaini and Young, says Ki Kong Lu. Give Mickey the number 7, says Tang Jing Wen. Try Fosu Mensah in the Carrick position, says Ainut Patel. Yep. Hopefully, you know what? He's got 3 substitutions, and out of those 3 substitutions, he could probably play a number of players, couldn't he? Would you really want to bring Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, Jones or Ibrahimovic on when they're first team players and you know everything about them? Possibly we could be looking at bringing on Schweinsteiger and Fosu Mensah, I would hope. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what he does. there's positives about that lineup, and there's probably a couple of irritating selections. To be honest, the Fellaini one doesn't irritate me as much as the other one, the Fosu Mensah one, not playing. That really has frustrated me, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and we'll have to live with it. I just want to see Fosu Mensah playing for Manchester United because I just think he is more than good enough and more than ready. But hopefully we'll see him in the second half. In relation to the game itself, can we win it? Will we win it? I think we will win it. I'm 100% sure we'll win it. Reading are a good side. I've said this before, but they are not. They're not Manchester United. They've not got the resources we've got. They're not at Old Trafford, so we should be winning this game. Ross, hopefully you're back with me.
Yes, I'm back. Hopefully I'll stay on this time.
Yeah, it's just I think there's some gremlins in the system today anyway. But
yeah,
I can't even remember what you were talking about before. But what I want to do is, we'll talk about the bets in a minute. I just want to check on some other stuff because obviously I normally do a transfer show. Just what are your thoughts on Manchester United's January? Do you think we are going to bring players in? There's talk that Schneiderlin could be off very soon. I'm just going to have a look at the main headlines today. Apparently Manchester United looks set to miss out on Lazio striker Keita Baldi Diao in January. Never knew we were after him. In the Mirror, so it's a load of rubbish. Victor Lindelof won't join Manchester United. That's in the Daily Star. They're saying that Manchester United manager says he won't be signing a defender this month in the Daily Star, which again is, you may as well wipe your arse on it. And let's have a look what else there is. Metro again, Jose Mourinho claims Manchester United will not sign any defender in January. I wait for Bailly. I hope the three can control the situation in those 8 matches. I will try to West 1 in every game. On Saturday I will West 1, and against Hull I will try to make a rotation between these 3. And we still have Daley Blind and Michael Carrick. So do you think we will be signing a defender this month? That's from the horse's mouth apparently.
Do you know what? I think we probably will, but I think what Mourinho is making it very clear is that we're not the United in the transfer window of 2 years ago where we were desperate for players. You know, he'd rather, you know, we'll be the buying force and we'll put pressure on the clubs to sell rather than us having pressure to buy. And I think it's fantastic the way he's turned our transfer dealings round. The Morgan Schneiderlin one I think is brilliant. And I think you tweeted it out that, you know, we'd sell him for like £5 million if it was Van Gaal in charge. But Mourinho won't let it happen, and he'll get top dollar. And to get the reported figure, I think, is around £22 to £24 million, which is a fantastic amount of money for Morgan Schneiderlin. We wouldn't lose an awful lot on him. So I think it's brilliant to see, and I'd like to see Schneiderlin go, not for the fact that I dislike him, the fact that I actually quite like him, and would like to see him sort of progress in another club because he's not going to progress at United. And yeah, I think we will sign a centre-back. There was talks of Manolas potentially happening again. I know you're a big favourite of his. And to be honest, out of Lindelof and him, I'd rather see Manolas. So, but I think that's all Jose Mourinho again putting the pressure on Benfica, saying, you know, if you're going to stall the transfer, if you're not going to give it to us at a bargain price, we'll go elsewhere because we're a buying force. We can buy any centre-back in the world. So you need to sell to us.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know whether people have even mentioned this in my live comments, because my live comments is now not working. Oh, I've got so many things going wrong today. I'll get it back. But a few people were saying they wanted to see Memphis involved today. That's back now. They wanted to see Schneiderlin involved today. Obviously not involved because they're going. I wouldn't have played either of them. But Waterworld to Schweinsteiger on the bench. Mark, predict the scores. Zion, I'm just about to move through into all of this now. Ross, you've got I'm doing a £10 to £1,000 challenge. I'm on £17 from my £10 last week. I got greedy a couple of weeks ago and lost a tenner. So that was for Zlatan to score. What was that? I can't remember what my bet on West Ham was. I think it was Zlatan to score any time. So it went from £10 to £17. Ross, your bet nearly came in last week. What you'd gone for West Ham not to score, but you got greedy and added something else on, didn't you?
No, I actually did it as two separate. So I put a tenner on West Ham, Man U to win and not to concede, which I think won about 40 quid in the end. But I did bet again on Zlatan to score first, and then I did another cheeky one, which was Michael Carrick to score at any time, which didn't happen. But for this game, do you know what? FA Cup's very unpredictable, and I'd probably do a couple of sort of smaller bets with higher odds at sort of United to win 4-0. I'd probably put a couple of quid on that, and I'd probably put a couple of quid on Rashford to score maybe more than one goal, so maybe get a brace, because it's very hard to predict FA Cup games because of the rotation in the team. You kind of don't know what United's going to turn up today.
Yeah, well, we've had a few companies contact us. They obviously like the content and the fact that we're doing these challenges. So we've sort of been holding off to try and get a decent one. If you go into the video description, what I would say, just listen for the minute, because I'm going to give you the odds anyway. But if you are you fancy a bit of a flutter, you want to get on the £10 to £1,000 challenge, or you just fancy what our bet of the day today is, if you go into the video description, it's under the first paragraph. There's 2 links there. You can go link to Man United v Reading betting page, or you can go link to the Leo Vegas welcome sign-up offer for new users. Now, try and do it on a separate browser so you can still hear me talking on the YouTube one. But as I go to the page which has got all the United offers on it, you might have it in decimal. I've got it in fractions, and the way I've done that is if you go to the tab, the top right hand corner where it says settings, you can just change the odd format to decimal. So I'm in decimal now. When I look at what the Manchester United odds were, you've got to sort of get on these a bit early, which is why I try and throw them into the previews, because you can get Man United at 1.21 to win now. It was at 1.26 before, but obviously a lot of people are going for that. But there's a couple of bets I quite fancy today. I will read out Ross's in a moment, but I'm sort of stuck between 2. I was going to go with just the basic United win to get the 17 up to about 20 quid, but I think that's a little bit negative. So I'm going goal scorer, down in the goal scorer category. Marcus Rashford to score at any time is a brilliant 2.10. And to be honest, he is... I don't know about you, Ross, but I think these are just absolute... There's just so much value in them. You can get Marcus Rashford to score at any time at 2.10. So if he scores and you put a tenner on, you win 21 quid. Or you can get Wayne Rooney to score at any time, put a tenner on it at 2.43, you get £24.30. I just think it's not giving him money away, but one of those two are surely going to score.
Yeah, do you know what? I didn't think about that, but Wayne Rooney's a great shout to score at any time, to be honest, which it is great odds. And you know, he's at Old Trafford, and he could equal the record today or even break it. So yeah, great odds on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've sort of said to them, can you do as favourable odds on Manchester United? So we will be doing it more often in this show for those who are interested in it. Like I said, the links are in the video description. Link to the Man United betting page with Leo Vegas. And underneath that, if you're signing up with them, I've already signed up with them anyway, but if you sign up with them, all you've got to do is deposit a tenner, and you can boost your profits on your win. So that Rooney price, if you put a tenner on, you win £14.30 because it's 2.43. If it comes in, you double that again. So that's the bet I would go with. But take a look at it, sign up, and like I say, it's 100% boost on your profits on your first couple of bets. So well worth doing. I'm holding off for a minute. I'm holding off for a minute. I think my tip of the day is... I tell you what, I'm going to be brave. It's really hard, Ross. I don't know whether to go Rashford or Rooney, and you just know what's going to happen. What was your bet anyway, just so I can tell people what the odds are on yours?
I'd put 2 quid on United to win 4-0, and I'd also stick a fiver on Rashford to score at any time. So
if you wanted Ross's one, it's under the correct score, and on Leo Vegas you can get 4-0 at 10.10, so that's 2 quid. You'd win 20 quid back for 4-0. Also I think the Rashford and Rooney odds are fantastic. To be over double your money for Rashford or Rooney to score against Reading at home when they're the 2 forwards, I think one of them's going to work and one of them's not going to work. But yes, Ross, I've just got to go and get the door because there's an Amazon parcel for me and I want to get it. But give us a little thought on Reading.
But you know what? They've got Big Yapstam as their manager. In my eyes, one of the greatest United defenders that played in the time that I actually was able to watch United because I was alive. But yeah, they're playing well in the Championship, Reading. They score quite a lot of goals. And my thoughts on Championship teams are that sort of teams 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the Championship tend to be better than the teams that are, sort of 17th, 18th, 18th and 19th in the Premier League. So I think it's going to be tough. We're looking at a team that's probably better than Sunderland at the minute because, Sunderland are down and out. They're losing a lot of games. I know they got a draw against Tin Pot Liverpool, but, quite a terrible team. And Reading, on the other foot, are winning lots of games and top of the Championship, looking to come back into the Premier League. So it's going to be a tough game today. And I think that's why Mourinho's played sort of the players that he has, because you can't take these games for granted. The FA Cup, we are the holders of the FA Cup. We don't want to go out there and just throw it all away in the third round. And I wonder, it'd be interesting to see if Mourinho feels a little bit of pressure to do well in the FA Cup, given Sir Bobby Charlton's comments yesterday about the fact that it's the game that he's most excited to watch is the third round of the FA Cup. So I think Mourinho will feel, a little bit of pressure to do well as well. It's another trophy, and it's something we've got to go for. I don't know too much about sort of individual players at Reading. I just know that they're playing well. They're fighting to come back in the Premier League, and I do rate them at the minute as better than probably the bottom four teams in the Premier League, like Sunderland. And yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on it. And I think Jose will want to win today. I think he'll consider it a massive, massive failure to go out in the third round.
Yeah, thanks for filling in there, Ross. I had to get that package. The wife's out tonight, and it's prime Saturday night viewing for me. Don't get options to watch that sort of content very often. I'm only joking, but it's I think Reading are going to be interesting because they are third in the Championship. I've said this a number of times, and I think they'll come and give a good account of themselves. But another bet I quite fancied. I'm not talking about bets for the moment, but was that United would win by more than one goal. I think what was your score prediction, Ross? Because I'm going to go with my old favourite 3-1. I think today. I've
gone with 4-0. I'm going really over-egging it. Yeah.
I do think Reading will score, but I don't think they're that bad. I think they'll give a good account of themselves. I don't know what their selections are though, and I don't know whether they've rested players as well. I suppose that is quite pertinent. And if anybody is a Reading expert out there, get a life. But it's I'm sure they'll come and have a good go at us, and we'll see what happens. But I'd like to win it. The FA Cup's an interesting one, isn't it? I throw this to the live comments as well. If you've got this option, Ross, of we've got this option now, aren't we? We're some people think we're in a title race. We're certainly in a top four race. You've got the League Cup, which I'm sure we're going to get to the final of that, just simply because we're playing Hull. Europa League starts up again. Now the FA Cup. I don't think it's realistic that we can win all four. How far would you want us to see? I'd quite like to win the FA Cup. I'd probably put it third, which is probably the obvious choice. But the Europa League and the top four sort of league push is my focus. But the FA Cup doesn't really impact on that. If you're playing in the FA Cup, what happens is you get games towards the end of the season. It's not like the Europa League where it is Thursday, Sunday. FA Cup will always be a weekend game.
I'd actually quite like, just a bit off the subject, I like the FA to do something with the FA Cup and kind of, I don't know if it's going too far, but make it a Champions League spot, because it is a prestigious tournament for us, and I think we need to make it more of a spectacle, because it kind of gets thrown in the same category as sort of the Carling Cup now, whatever they're calling it nowadays, and I don't like that, because it is a massive competition, and I want to see United win it hands down. I think we've got great history in this tournament. We're obviously the holders. And again, it's another trophy for Mourinho if we can do it. So I want to see us go all the way, hands down. And I personally would put it above standard to the Europa League. But obviously, because Europa League has the Champions League spot now, it becomes a priority.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just having a little look at Rooney. I suppose it's the thing about Rooney is a lot of people are saying he's going to play at number 10 and Rashford will play up front. I have heard people saying, I bet Martial will be up front, which again could be a good shout. He might play Martial up front. I've not seen Martial play up front for a long time. I think surely it will be Rashford.
Yeah, I think it'd be Rashford, but like I said, they could interchange. If Rashford's not having a lot of joy up front, it would be so easy to say, well, quickly he could swap with Rooney or he could swap with Martial. We could be playing a mix of the three up there, to be honest.
I mean, I suppose if you are Reading, you look at that lineup and you go, Let's have a look. Yeah, I was just going to make sure I'm right about that. You could go with Ashley Young at right back and Fellaini in the team. You might suddenly think, I quite fancy that, you know. But I do think Fellaini will get away with it today. As much as Reading are quite good, they're still a championship side, and he should be doing better. He should be able to do it against this sort of.
I tell you what, another great bet, and I did put a couple of quid on it the other day and lost, but would be Fellaini to score today because I just got the feeling he's going to do it to kind of, warrant his place in the team, and we all don't want to see it, but I just got the feeling that he might pop up with a goal.
Well, I tell you what, if you are a betting person, go to the video link descriptions. We've got the Leo Vegas sign up, but there's also the United odds. And I'm just looking at that one from Ross. I think if you go down to the goal scorer tab, there's some fantastic, absolutely brilliant odds there. But actually, the one that's got the least value is Zlatan to score at any time at 1.57. Well, he's on the bench, so don't waste your money on that. But Rashford at 2.10, so you're more than doubling your money. Wayne Rooney 2.43, it's 2.5 times your money. Martial's 2.67, that's great odds. But if you fancy Fellaini, well, it'd be worth a fiver because it's 5.20, so a fiver and win you nearly 30 quid on Fellaini scoring. So some great offers there, and I'm glad that they've done favourable ones for United for us. So sign up, and obviously I've already signed up, but if you sign up with Leo Vegas, it's 100% boost on your winnings as well, so you double it, which is great. So but yeah, Fellaini to score at any time. Yeah, 5.20, it's a good one. No Luke Shaw today, says Trevor Evans. Now that is a good comment. Meant to be back fit. What's the future of Luke Shaw, Ross?
Do you know what? I've had mixed emotions all week because of the rumours that Evra's coming back, which, it's rumours at the minute, but I think it's a fantastic rumour and it got me kind of excited. But then, on the other foot, I sort of thought, well, what's going to happen to Luke Shaw? Because if Evra comes, Evra's going to play, and I feel that Daley Blin's kind of, he's probably our first choice left back at the minute, so he becomes second choice, and then Shaw becomes third choice. And that disappoints me because I don't think, I'll probably sound a little bit deluded, but I think Luke Shaw's still one of the best left backs in the league and definitely the best left back in the country. He just needs faith shown in him, and I hope that he's been given a little bit of the, we've seen it with Mkhitaryan, we've seen it with Martial, and I hope Luke Shaw's getting a little bit of the same treatment to say, go away, sort yourself out, sort your body out, make sure you're physically ready to come back before you actually come back, and then show us what you've got rather than just sort of keep throwing him back in there just to get injured again. So I hope that we are going to see a Luke Shaw, but I don't think we're going to see one sort of, in the next sort of few weeks, even probably in the next month or so, because I think he's going to be just taken out of it for a little while, the same as Mkhitaryan and Martial.
Yeah, I think we've got a Reading fan on the live comments, J Bob, which is great. All I want to know from you is why. No, I'm only joking. What have Reading put out their full strength team, or have they rested people? That's basically what we want to know. And good luck after today. But the Luke Shaw one is interesting. I'm just trying to see if I can find any news about it. Somebody's messaged me here saying that Rooney's playing up front, Mata's playing number 10, and Rashford on the right, according to MUTV. That's quite interesting, isn't it? That would, that again, it could happen. It could happen, but in relation to Luke Shaw, I think that's part of the issue, isn't it, Ross? We've got such a big squad that when people like Fosu Mensah could be used today and they don't get used, we sort of get a little bit concerned as to when that might happen, and we're running out of opportunities. But Luke Shaw, Smalling's forced his way back in. That's all I'd say about that. So maybe Luke Shaw can force his way back in as well. I'll
tell you what, it shows you what difference a year makes when I see Smalling in that lineup. And I don't know if it's just me, but I'm kind of worried about Chris Smalling in this lineup. So I think out of the back four, playing next to Marcos Rojo, he suddenly becomes the weak link because I've totally lost faith in his defensive capabilities. And I don't know if Mourinho's the same, hence why Rojo's playing. But Chris Smalling massively needs to step up today in my eyes.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point as well, because when you're talking about Luke Shaw, it's a bit similar to Fosu Mensah, although we know Luke Shaw's good. I know Fosu Mensah is a capable player as well. But what my point is Reading at home, if Luke Shaw is part of Mourinho's plans this season, and the same goes for Fosu Mensah, there really isn't much better opportunity than the comfort blanket of Reading at home in the FA Cup third round to give them a game and boost their confidence. And if you're not, maybe Luke Shaw's just not quite ready fitness wise. We don't know. Maybe he isn't quite ready, but it's a perfect opportunity. And the flip side of the coin is, as you mentioned about Smalling there. Smalling was brilliant last year. He's been off this year, but he's playing in this game. He should be able to come through it. This is a championship opposition. He should be able to come through it perfectly well and do okay. But I don't know what your observations on why Smalling is out of favour and why he has ignored Daley Blind as a centre back and preferred Rojo, which again last season we would have been what you want about. But I always come back to this point that the reason Smalling and Blind played well so last year, and a lot of Louis van Gaal's backers, they backed him for a long time, wouldn't have it. We played with two defensive midfielders last year. If you are a centre-back and you've got two defensive midfielders in front of you, your job is a hell of a lot better, easier.
Yeah, 100%. And they're not just ordinary centre defensive midfielders. They have Michael Carrick in front of them all season, who basically fills in as another centre-back. So I think, Daley Blind, he is a good centre-back. The problem with him is he has 4 good games and 1 terrible game. And I don't think that's consistent enough to be a United centre-back. And he is better and less exposed at left-back, which is why he'll always play there, I think. And I think with Smalling and Luke Shaw, I know it is a perfect game for Luke Shaw, but we said this months ago when Mkhitaryan wasn't playing and we were playing teams at home in the Europa League, and we were going, why is Mkhitaryan not even playing? Why is he not coming off the bench? And then all of a sudden, a month later, we've got what I feel one of the best attacking wingers in the league at the minute, which is fantastic. And I just hope and pray that Luke Shaw will get the same treatment. And he's not ready. He needs to, do something physically. I don't know if he's, put on weight again. That's what Van Gaal used to say about him. But I think that there will be a time for Luke Shaw at United. And maybe this season is not his season because he's come back from that leg injury and he just needs a season of being in and out the team, in and out the squad, and then next season he can hit the ground running. That's what I hope. But yeah, again, our centre-backs, it's a bit of a strange one. I think Smalling, he's out of favour because every time I see him play, he makes a mistake, whether it's a small mistake, which is positionally, and they're not always goals, let's not forget that. And I know when there's a goal that sort of defenders get crucified, but there's other instances, there's chances that get missed where centre-backs are just all over the place, out of position, and Mourinho will sit down and scrutinise that and look at Chris Smalling and say, where were you, So I think that it goes beyond goal mistakes, it goes general positioning. I think Chris Smalling's been off the pace with his positioning this year. Yeah,
and it should be an opportunity to have a decent game. JT9037_football says Eric Bay is a virgin. I very much doubt it. Have you seen the size of him? There'll be plenty queuing up for some of that. Carrick should be rested, says somebody with Chinese initials, which I'm not even going to attempt. Rooney to break the record today as Asino. That is my bet of the day. I've made a decision at 2.43. Get on it. Get on the £10 to 100. Well, it will be 1,000 hopefully. But if we win that today, you can boost it up. Put a tenner on, you win 24 quid. If you sign up with Leo Vegas in the link description, you can double that. So you take a tenner up to 40 quid just by signing up and putting that bet on. Get on it in the description. But that's my bet of the day. We're on £17 from £10 last week, and that will take us up well over 40. So Rooney to score at any time, which also means if you've got no faith in me, go for Rashford to score at any time at more or less the same odds, because I couldn't make my mind up. I've gone with Rooney, and part of me thinks I should have gone with Rashford, but I stand by it. I'll be happy with either. But Rooney to score at any time, just because I think he's going to he's going to level the record today, Ross, and you're a big Rooney fan.
I am, and I am a big Rooney fan, but especially the last sort of 5-6 games where Rooney's not been involved, it's become obvious that our best starting lineup definitely doesn't have Rooney in it, and he's a squad player at best now. But this goal record is hanging over his head, and you can see it when he's on the pitch. He's desperate for this goal, and I think that he needs to get it, because what we don't want is, if Rooney wants to go in the summer, I'll say, you've been fantastic for United. See you later, and there'll be no bitterness about that. But what I don't want is for the summer to come round him not score a goal this whole year and then him just hanging on because he wants to break the record, and that's not what we all want to see. So I'd rather he breaks the record, gets that out of the way, and then he can just concentrate on his football.
I think he will break it today. I really do, and I think what will actually happen, I think it might be a penalty, because who's our penalty taker today? I think he'll level it up today, get a penalty, but I'm totally confident. I think that bet's going to come in. I would never normally in this challenge go for such high odds, but I just think it's fantastic, and thanks for Leo Vegas for feeding us Manchester United favourable odds. I think you're going to get the best United odds with them, which is great, which is another new thing for the channel. The team news is below the live comments on the screen. If you see the news tacker, it's going along there. But essentially, if you don't know, it's Romero in goal, Ashley Young at right back, boo! Should be Fosu Mensah, Smalling and Rohu centre backs, Blind at left back, Carrick, Fellaini box to box, boo! He's not a box to box midfielder. Rooney, we think, will be number 10, although it could be Mata, who's on the right. Martial should be on the left, Rashford up front, but that could change. Rashford could go to the right, Mata could go number 10, Rooney could go up front. Martial could be up front, Rashford could be on the left, Mata on the right, Rooney could be on the left. You know, who knows? But that's going to be the first few seconds we're really going to get to grips with that. But if you were just before you go, Ross, if you were, I know you're a betting man, but if you were going to go with what you think, because that's where the excitement is in this team. How do you think that front four of Mata, Martial, Rashford and Rooney will actually play? We know there'll be some natural changing through the game, but what do you think their positions will be?
Just firstly, I can't believe that we've done all this betting talk and we've completely ignored Juan Mata for a goal, because that's the one guy that always seems to pop up with a goal, and you know, it ruins my first goal scorer bet, to be honest. But
he's not great odds, Mata, though. He's 2.80, which, you know, when Rooney's 2.43 and Rashford's 2.10, Mata at 2.8, I'd rather go Fellaini at 5.2, to be honest. But I know what you mean about Mata.
Better value. But I think, to be honest, what I'd like to see is them start in a formation. I don't know really what it is. Rashford up front, Martial on the left, Mata on the right, Rooney in the middle. But I'd like to see, we've got 4 players there that can all play pretty much in every position apart from Mata up front. So I'd like to see them all interchange. I'd like to see Rashford on the right. I'd like to see Martial up top, Rooney on the right. I'd like to see them all at different points in the game have their own little spells in the positions. But if you start with Rashford up front and he's playing well, by all means keep him there. But I just think that Rashford can sometimes, because he's playing on the shoulder all the time, can be quite easy to mark. So if we then move him to the left or move him to the right, it just creates another dynamic to the team. That's how I'd like to see the team play today.
Yeah, I think I think it will. I think it will be Martial definitely on the left. I think Mata might be at number 10 with Rooney up front and Rashford on the right. That's my fear. I'm not too fussed about that. I like Rashford playing up front. I'll keep saying this. Rashford can play on the wings and he can do very well, but it's like putting Paul Pogba on the wing. It's not his best position. It's not where you'll get the best out of him. So what I want to see is Martial on the left, Rooney at number 10, Mata on the right, and Rashford up front. And if I really was having my own way, I'd have Martial on the left, Mata at number 10, Rooney on the right, and Rashford up front, because I think Mata's a better number 10, but I think Rooney will be either up front or number 10 for sure. Thanks for coming on, Ross. I know you'll probably pop on at half time for us. You score predictions 4-0, you know, we've got no concerns about. I mean, any game can be lost, but we should be winning this one.
100%. Cheers, Mark.
Okay, I'll speak to you in a bit, pal.
Cheers, mate.
Ross was with us for quite a while there, but we're seat belting up. We are 14 minutes from kickoff. As you know, on the live on the watch-alongs, it's me and thee. That's how you want us to do it. We used to have a guest on, but you like to have the interaction of the live comments with me. So it will be about that when the game kicks off. Give us all your thoughts as the game's going on. Who do you think's doing well? Who do you think's not doing so well? The lineups are revealed, says TTX Productions. I know. We've had it for about 45 minutes, mate. Drop us a like on the video. We're into your area now. From now till full time, it's going to be me and your live comments. So get commenting and get liking the video. We like to hit 1,000 likes on the video when we're doing these, because we can't do it without you. And also, if you are new to the United Stand, I have to plug this. Bottom right-hand corner, you can see our live subscriber count. We're on 61,434. It'd be fantastic to hit 61,500 before kickoff. Maybe 62,000 by full time. But if you're new to the United Stand, subscribe to the channel because we are a live content channel. Nearly every one of our shows is live, apart from Van Cam, which goes up on a Friday. So if you want to be part of the United Stand, we've always got the live comments section up. And you'll get a notification when we go live, because when you subscribe, there's a little bell. Make sure, even if you've subscribed, make sure you go to the United Stand homepage, and next to the subscribe thing, even if it means unsubscribing and subscribing, make sure you click the little bell next to it, because that's when you get notifications when we're live. We're normally live at 8:30 every night. We'll be live tomorrow night at 8:30 with the Sunday Night Live show. And through all of January, I've been going live at 6:30 in the morning with the latest Manchester United transfer news. So you're getting 2 videos live a day at the moment. So subscribe to the channel, get involved. We're the biggest independent Manchester United fan channel, and it really is all about fan content. And if you joined us for the first 10 minutes when the team news came out, very positive about Rashford, Martial, Mata and Rooney, but we won't say what we don't think. And I was quite negative about Ashley Young playing at right back. It's what I feel, so why not say it? That's what fans should do. Love Mourinho, he is the right man, but what do we learn from playing Ashley Young as a right back when we've got Fosu Mensah, the future? He could be one of the best players in European football. Why not just give him 90 minutes against Reading in the security blanket of Old Trafford, where he's going to get cheered and supported? Why play a player like Ashley Young who's got no future at Manchester United? That annoyed me. Even Fellaini playing doesn't annoy me. It does annoy me because I wouldn't have Fellaini in a Manchester United shirt, but it doesn't surprise me. He's been on the bench for the last however many games, and he was inevitably going to start today. My frustration with Fellaini is he shouldn't be in a Manchester United shirt anyway, but if we are going to play him in the position we played him against Borough last week, where he's supporting Zlatan as a number 10, like he did against them, like he did for Everton and was successful. The issue with Fellaini is chucking him in the bloody midfield when he's not a midfielder. He's slow, cumbersome, poor passing. We won't flow as quick, and I feel sorry for the likes of Martial today, because if Rooney has an off day like he has done in the last 3 years, he's not going to get quick ball. Martial, he's going to be totally reliant on Carrick, which is probably why Carrick's playing. But drop us a like. We're nearly at 500, and the subscribers in the bottom right corner is moving up, so do subscribe and get involved. Like you said, Reading are no push over, so he probably won't risk Fosu Mensah, says Jimmy, but then he'll risk Fellaini in the midfield. It's hypocritical. Or he'll risk Ashley Young at right back. Hopefully Mad Mark is on the live comments. I'm just... He's done it. Mad Marcus is absolutely brilliant as a moderator. Cheng Ho was just about to get blocked by me, and he did it. So that's brilliant. Well done. We're 10 minutes off kickoff. I've just got to sort out the timer. That normally works, and I can explain that process to you as well. We have a match timer. We cannot show you live footage of the game. It's illegal. We would get shut down. We're a Manchester United fan channel, and a lot of our content is talking about Manchester United on a daily basis. So we would never jeopardise this channel by doing something stupid like putting up that. So if you look at the top right hand corner, you can see it's Manchester United versus Reading, and it's 0-0 currently. It's 15 seconds into the game. You should be able to see 16, 17, 18, 19. If you're not seeing it, just hit a refresh, F5 on your screen, and you should see that the score has changed now to 1-0 to Reading. So hit an F5, you'll see Reading and 1-0, and you'll see the timer. I'm only joking, it's not 1-0 to Reading. But you should be able to see the timer anyway. That timer, we will kick off. As soon as the game starts, we will start the timer, so you will know exactly where we are in the game when we're talking about it. If you are watching the game, just pause your footage and sync in with our timer, so you're watching it second for second. If you're not watching the game, at least you know where we are in the game, and obviously we'll be updating you with what's going on. So I shall stop that timer for now, but that's just to let you know about that. If you like that, drop a like. What else is there before we go live? What I'm looking for in the watch along is obviously your observations on the game. Ashley Young, how's he doing? Fellaini in box to box, how's he doing? Rooney, how's he doing? Rashford, Martial. And as we get later towards the game, who would you be taking off? Who would you want to come on? We're all going to be saying get Fosu Mensah on after about 10 seconds, I know, but we're probably going to have to wait till at least half time. But that's that. For those of you who watch the United Stand, you'll know recently we've started doing this bet challenge. My bet today, it's a bit of a risk. It's Rooney to score. Well, I don't think it's a risk. It's Rooney to score at any time, and if you put a tenner on it, you'll get 24 quid back because it's 2.43 decimal the odds. For me, that will take me up to about 50 quid because I've got 17 quid from the £10 I started with last week, and I went Zlatan to score at any time. He did. That was 1.7, so I'm up to £17. And for those who have joined it, you can. However, if you missed the start of this £10 to £100 challenge, and it will go to £1,000 hopefully as well, you can still join it because thanks to Leo Vegas, they have given us preferential Manchester United odds, which is great if you're a bettor anyway. Sign up for them because they're going to give us preferential Manchester United odds, and they'll be better than anybody else's. And also, in the link description as well, we've got a sign-up offer with them as well. So it's in the video description. You've got two links. The top one is linked to Manchester United v Reading betting page, where you can go on there, do the goal scorer, and get that Rooney bet. Or if you fancy Fellaini to score, put a fiver on at 5.20, win 25. I also really like Marcus Rashford at 2.1. So you put a tenner on, you win 20 quid if he scores. I think there's loads of scope in that as well. However, if you are going to sign up, and it is going to be the best place for that we're going to use for United odds. The second link, the link to Leo Vegas to sign up, they're giving you, if you put a tenner down, they're going to boost your, as a sign-up offer, they're going to boost your bet, your first two bets by 100%. So if you put that Rooney bet on to score at any time, a tenner, to get £24 back, you'll actually get £48 back. So you'll be really celebrating Rooney breaking the record. So you've got a few minutes to get signed up. Maybe open up your other browser while you sign up with that offer. It's a great one. And get on those United offers. It's certainly what we'll be using from now on. And we're going to be feeding them with the sort of bets we want for United. And they're going to give us the odds on it. So really good. I'm really pleased to have that on board and to give you these offers as well. But determined to get. First step is £10 to £100. We're on 17. If Rooney scores today, we're going to be very close to that 50, halfway there. Let's go for it. Right, Fellaini Y says MMB11. Is Diego Forlan playing? Says Kenny Leo. We've not started Gio Felicio, so people won't fall for your nonsense. Tupac says beef with FTD. I think you're talking about Full-Time Devils. No, unless they've said something about us. It's only Nando's chicken. We haven't got any issues with anybody. As you'll know, we had Tell on in the week on Skype Goldbridge. I've been on his channel. Anybody's welcome to come on the United Stand, and we're more than happy to put somebody on anybody else's channel. So those days are about 2 years gone. There's no issue with that. We're all United fans, and ultimately everybody just wants to talk about Manchester United. So forget the past. It's the new dawn. It's the new United, and let's go with it. PMC Gaming doesn't like the betting. Well, don't do it, mate. Mark, block someone and see what happens so you can see what's going in for me. Don't know what that means. Mark, block someone and see what happens so you can see what's going in for me. I'll wait for your next comment. Krishish says it's going to be a hard game. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm very excited now because I want Rooney to break the record anyway. But if he, I'm going to win some good money if he does. But I want to get this challenge up and running properly. But I do really think he's going to score today. I think it'll be a penalty for Rooney. Sir Alex is there. Rooney's leading us out. He looks like a man ready to break the record. I think he'll break the record. Got every confidence in him. Every confidence in him. If this was a league game, I wouldn't want him to be playing probably based on what everybody else is doing at the moment. But it's not a league game. We're using some of the peripheral players, and I agree with that. So, bring it on. Players about to come out. Jimmy, as always. Jimmy says, as always, thanks for doing all the live shows, Mark. It's a pleasure when you lot join me. I wouldn't do it if we had like 2 people watching, which is what we started from, to be honest. You've got to start somewhere, but I enjoy it. I really enjoy doing this and interacting with you all. And Luke Jajav says the same. He's in Canada listening. There's loads of you watching. In fact, we always do this before we start up as well. Oh, right. Marcus is having trouble blocking timing out because I have to wait 10 seconds to access comments again. Ah, right. I don't know. Maybe there's been an update from YouTube. Maybe if I I don't know. PMC Gaming loves betting in actual fact. Aha. Well, there you go. Get on. Sign up with Leo Vegas. We're going to get the best Manchester United odds for the bets we want to make. So that's in the video description. We've gone and got that deal for you. Sign up with them. And as I said, there's still time in the link description. Get on that Rooney to score anytime at 2.5. Tenner to win 25 back, and if you sign up with them, they'll double that for you, so you could win 50 quid for Rooney scoring today from a tenner. Absolutely brilliant. Or if you fancy Rashford to score, really good offers. So get in the video description and sign up for that. You've still got time. Just open up another browser and do it. But I'm going to be celebrating if Rooney scores anyway. I think it's going to be I just feel today will be the day that he does it. I really do. Very excited, and I think it'll be a penalty. If we had a penalty normally, probably would be Zlatan stepping up, wouldn't it? But I expect Rooney to step up and score today. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I'm excited by it. I don't know about you, I'm excited by every Manchester United game at the moment. I feel that the FA Cup third round home to Reading, even in the Sir Alex Ferguson days, you'd probably be a bit like, it's a foregone conclusion we win this. But we do get to see Rashford playing and Martial playing, and we want to see them playing well. Hopefully we'll get to see Fosu Mensah. It's an exciting time to be a United fan at the moment, and I'm enjoying it, and I really am excited. Even Hull on Tuesday night, I'm looking forward to that. I'd be amazed if we don't beat Hull over 2 legs, but looking forward to it. Tyler Blackett coming back for Reading, just looking at him there. Not good enough for United, was he? Never good enough. Champen Herbs is happy with the lineup. Timer, it does need to start. I always forget the timer, so thanks for whoever that was. We haven't kicked off yet, so it doesn't need to quite start, but it will start in a moment. As soon as it kicks off, there's still a lot going on. We've hit 61,500 subscribers. Well done, and I hope you've liked the video as well. Do subscribe to the channel. The bigger we get, the bigger your voice gets. The channel has been going really well, probably since last summer with all the transfer shows we did. We'll obviously have all them for you again. We're in the midst of transfers at the moment. The latest news, I didn't do a video this morning. Every weekday morning at 6:30, we have a 5 to 10 minute update of all transfer news, even if it's crap, which most of it is. But the one today is that Mourinho has said that he doesn't want to sign any defenders. I still think Lindelof will sign for United. There's nothing that makes me think that won't happen. And Jose might just be saying it to, get a better price. Schneiderlin's obviously going to go, not involved, not on the bench today. He's clearly going to go. If he was staying at United, this would be the perfect game for him to be involved. And the same goes for Memphis. There's surely a lot of interest in Memphis, but we haven't heard a hell of a lot about it. Game's about to kick off. Jose in the backdrop to Yap Stam there. The return of Stam. Interested to see how he sets up his Reading team. But I think we'll win it. And I think we'll win by more than a couple of goals as well. And we're off. Timers should be running. We're off. We're up and running. Ding dong. Are you showing the lineup, says Jay Turnbull. Jay, you've asked so many times, surely. Under the live comments, where it says news, there's a team, there's a number of players scamming, going along a ticker. They're not like my favourite Manchester United players. They are actually, well, it says for you now, Manchester United team news. And we're on the attack here with Rashford. Oh, just wide. He could have got your bet in straight away there, but Martial's definitely on the left. Matta's on the right. Looks like Rashford's up front with Rooney in behind him, which was the one I wanted to see. And yeah, Rashford's playing through the middle, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Here we go. And it was a good shot by Rashford as well. Just want to see Marcus Rashford playing up front, blowing the cobwebs off and showing everybody what he can do up front, which is cause absolute chaos. And the fact that City fans say, oh, he's better than Iheanacho. What nonsense. Fellaini's just done a Cruyff turn. There was no players near him and he was in his own box. But show off. Luke Javaz is pumped because Rashford's playing up front and Rafley is watching from Indonesia. Love the support we get nationally. Rooney's in here. Oh, he nearly got the bet in the first 3 seconds, first 2 minutes. That could have been it. We'd have been well. What a start that would have been, because if you're on, I tell you what, the odds might be dropping. I'm going to check the video link description now. So Man United v Reading. This is in the video description. The Leo Vegas Manchester United live odds. Let's see if they've managed to. The goal scorer odds have changed. Next goal scorer. they've changed it. So if you didn't get on it any time, the odds have gone because it's changed in. But for those of us clever enough to get on when it was before the game, it's a fantastic start. Rashford and Rooney both could have scored. Nice. Oliver Watt loves United so much. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. It's an exciting start from Manchester United. Do you think we'll get Fabinho? Says Colin Burke. No, I've not heard anything about that at all. And he's at Omar K say the odds were 1.22, which is nothing. That was for Manchester United to win the game, mate. If you joined us earlier, we were talking about the odds of Rooney to score at any time, which you could have got at 2.54, which 2.43 I think it was. I don't remember. No, it was 2.54, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right. 2.54. So you'd have got 25 quid back for a £10 bet. You can't now, it's gone. But if you want to get the good Manchester United odds, sign up with our Leo Vegas offer in the video description, where you can boost your winner by 100%. But Rooney and Rashford both going very close. Somebody's had to go back to work and said enjoy the game. Shaka Phillips always asking about Deulofeu. Would you have Deulofeu as a backup on the right wing? I think he's a backup at Everton. He can't get in their team, so my answer is probably no. I don't think so. I do like Deulofeu, but I don't think he's United quality. What a ball by Mata. Good defending. Late off to Rooney. Oh no, it's offside or something on Martial. But can you please show us the game, says Vansplayer FC. I could twist this camera and show you the game very, very easily. But what would happen is we would get reported and this channel would get shut down. It is 100% illegal to show any football footage without the rights, which you pay millions of pounds for, as everybody knows. So this is an independent Manchester United fan channel. We're the biggest. It's all about you. It's all about fan opinion. But we're never going to show you football footage unless somebody gives us the rights to do it. Somebody just asking about, in fact I've got them back, the Footy channel. What is your view on the Griezmann rumours? I'm watching from Adelaide, Australia. I think Griezmann will be our next number 7. We've got a few shows lined up actually for you. Raymond Law says, why aren't the young players starting? Very, very pertinent question. Rashford here. I like the start United have had. Good turn. And again, he's such a good player. He's such a good player, Marcus Rashford. People always ask me who's my favourite Manchester United player. Marcus Rashford, because he just stands for absolutely everything. He's come through the youth setup. He's exactly what United should be about. And he's an absolute star. And the fact that City fans come out with nonsense like, oh, Iheanacho is better. Oh, he's just a 5-yard pass it in the back of the net player and he misses them a lot of the time. Rashford's just absolute raw talent. Shaka, who would you take from PSG? I quite like Verratti. His height does worry me a little bit in the Premier League, but I do like Verratti. Do you think Bastian will come on? Watching from Iraq, says Ahmed Red. When you're looking at the bench, you've got Pereira on the bench, not the one we like. He's still in Spain. He's a goalkeeper, Joel Pereira. Phil Jones is on the bench. Pogba's on the bench. Mkhitaryan's on the bench. Latan's on the bench. Fosu Mensah on the bench. Schweinsteiger. When I look at that bench, unless we're losing, which you wouldn't expect to be doing against Reading, what a ball by Carrick that is to switch it to Martial on the wing. Martial's just running at his man. He needs to lay that off to Mata. He went for the cross. Why didn't lay it off to Mata there was a bit silly. But we're all over Reading. Reading haven't had a good start. Martial now lays it to Mata. Mata's cross. Oh, he's done it! Wayne Rooney! If you got on that bet, everybody, you've boomed it. He's levelled the record. Wayne Rooney, it's not been disallowed. Stand up and applaud the man. He has done it. He has done it. Absolute brilliant from Wayne Rooney. He's levelled the record and... well, we are witnessing history. We are witnessing history. It's 1-0 to Manchester United, and I applaud him. I applaud him. You know, we've all given him a bit of stick over the last 3 years. He's not been good enough, but this is history in the making. To watch him do that, to level the record, is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant running by Martial. Skips past his player. Mata's cross. Rooney scuffed it a little bit, but he scores. It's 1-0. It goes off his knee. He knees it in. But who cares? He's done the record. It's absolutely fantastic. So Bobby Charlton, there's probably a little bit of... he'd only be human, wouldn't he? But it was always going to be broken. It was always going to be broken. And brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And PMC Gaming says, cheers, Mark, easy money. I've just made you a load of money as well, haven't I? But we'll come on to that in a minute. The fact that Rooney has equalled the record, he may even break it today, would be great. But to get that in after 7 minutes is superb. And, we might see a better Rooney again. I mean, he's been doing okay recently. We might see an even better Rooney now because he's got that... he's got that hanging over him and it's gone. So, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to see him do that. I just need to update the score for you. Not the right one. I'm sure he would have liked to get a better goal, but let's remember he's only levelled the record. He will break it, and he might break it with an absolute pile driver now, but he'll be buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. And 1-0. Give me a shout out, says MW465. Just updating the scores, mate. But it's not often that your bet comes in. I've just remembered about that. It's not often that your bet comes in so quick in a game. We're doing this £10 to £100 challenge. We did it last week. We started with a tenner, Zlatan to score any time. It went up to £17. The bet for it today was Rooney to score at any time. He's done it within, 8 minutes? We got it at 2.5 with £17 on it. So we are up to 40 quid now from that tenner if you started last week or if you started today. You've still gone up. So absolutely brilliant. And if you signed up with the Leo Vegas thing, you'll get 100% boost on that. So join in, get on it. It's not too late. The great thing about the Leo Vegas sign up is that your first bet is boosted by 100%, so you can catch up and get on what we're on. But we're up to 40 quid off a tenner. Brilliant. And I just fancied, I would never normally risk that much of a higher bet, but I just fancied Rooney to break the record today. I was so sure of it. And United are all over them at the moment. Carrick probably getting a bit of a nosebleed there, trying to shoots wide. Where are the Rooney haters now, says Vikramjit. That's a really naive comment, I think, Vikramjit. I think I've been critical of Rooney over the last 2 years, and I think a lot of fans have been critical of Rooney over the last 2 years. It doesn't stop us being absolutely ecstatic for him. He's a United great. He's a United legend to some. And he's just levelled our goal scoring record, so that's great. But the criticism of Rooney over the last 2 or 3 years has been correct. He's not been good enough. That doesn't mean you're a hater. We're all ecstatic for him today. I don't think there'll be many people who aren't happy for him today. But just made us all some money as well. But yeah. Things change. United have changed. The last 2 or 3 years are in the past. Let's see what players can do in the present. But the criticism of Rooney was right. He wasn't good enough. He played awful. Even this season, he's played some awful games. But that's gone. It's the future now. We're not all going mad that Fellaini's in the lineup, are we? As I said on the ramble last night, that, Mourinho is going to use Fellaini. I can't be bothered getting stressed and fed up about Fellaini and our team anymore. If United are winning, I'm happy. Should he be in a United shirt? No, he shouldn't. But it is what it is. Matter, a bit of a technique volley on the edge of the box there. But we're 1-0 up. Rooney's broken the record. Boom. Romero needs to stop messing around in front of goal, says Jimmy. Rooney never a legend, says Delta Daz. Now you've caused it. Chris the Mank Taylor says Ian Acho. I'd rather have the Mank Rashford all day. Rooney is a legend, says Zeke Fixin. It started. And Evil127, Rooney paying back the 300 grand a week. Mark, who would you have from Spurs, says Shaka Phillips. I think we're going to do every club. I want Rashford to get on the score sheet now because I know a few of you might have gone for the Rashford to score at any time. I said either Rooney or Rashford. We went with Rooney on our bet. But there are a lot of empty seats, says King Ross. I think it's an FA Cup game against... It's not... You know what? There's still a hell of a lot in there. I don't know what the official capacity is, but there's still a lot there. And it's expensive to go to the football these days. It's expensive to go. It's a lunchtime kickoff on a Saturday. and it's Reading in the FA Cup, where a lot of people will wrongly expect us just to absolutely blitz them. I don't think they're a bad side at all, Reading, third in the Championship. But if we can get 2 or 3-0 up by about 60 minutes, we'll see Fosu Mensah and Schweinsteiger, which is another positive to see. But this is a good run out for United. It's good to get that early goal. Teams like Reading will probably be quite fancying, trying to keep it tight and play deep and hit us on the break sort of thing. Here we go. Martial, he's had a good game. Didn't quite get it out of his feet as he tried to chip the keeper. Mark, was Rooney's goal good, says Melik. Maron follow. It wasn't a good goal. It was a great bit of skill by Martial. Megged his man, ran into the box, passed it to Mata. Mata sort of did a dinky cross, and as Rooney was trying to side foot it in, it hit his knee and went in. So it's not a great goal, but it's a goal. It's a soccer goal. He's only tied the record, says Oprah. Sorry if I've been saying he's broken the record. Obviously, he's tied it. He's going to break it, isn't he? But he's tied the record, which is a big step. Well done, Wayne. Time to move to China in the summer, says Sandeep. Barrage. Martial will score a hat-trick today. And Mr. Mihar says, I'm your biggest fan. I don't know. There's a bit of competition for that. Here's Rashford running through to Martial. Trying to overcook the pudding there a little bit. But Reading don't look like they're at the races at all, and United do, which is odd, really, because I would say, Haraz, do I watch that channel? No, I don't. I don't watch any other channel, to be honest. Nothing to do with not liking them, but I don't have the time. There's so much put into this channel. I never get to watch back what we do. It's live. We interact with the live comments, and that's it. I think if I then spent my time watching other YouTube channels, I'd literally have no time at all. So, prediction for where United will be at the end of the season in the Premier League table, says Epic Beast. I'm very excited about the Liverpool game next week. I'm 100% confident we'll win it. And I think if we win that and a couple more results go our way, who knows where we'll end up. But top 4 for sure. I said at Christmas, top 4, and we'll finish above Liverpool. So I'll still stand by that. In relation to the table, I don't know. But the title, I don't know. Let's just wait and see. I'm not going to start making any predictions about that. But I like United at the moment. Good little interchange between Martial and Rooney. Oh, brilliant. What a brilliant goal by Anthony Martial. He is playing superb. It's 2-0 to Manchester United. And interchange between Rooney. 2-0. Martial. He's playing brilliant. He is absolutely superb, Anthony Martial. He made the first goal, and then he's running at the box. He's got 4 players around him, and he just passes it home. He's been superb. I thought Martial was brilliant against Borough last week, and obviously got rested. But fantastic start for Manchester United. Game over in a sense. And the real positive about this is that we can get 2 or 3-0 up. Well, we're 2 up. Maybe go 3 or 4-0 up and bring on Fosu Mensah and Schweinsteiger, and then it becomes the perfect day. So it's a brilliant start. I think Martial's man of the match at the moment. Been really impressed by Rashford, and Rooney's played well as well. But Martial's been on a different level, to be honest. Absolutely superb, and that fills us with real happiness and confidence, because we know Mkhitaryan's our right-sided issue solved, and now hopefully we're starting to get somebody to claim that left-hand side with Martial, which just makes us, even more exciting. (2-0) Manchester United after 15 minutes. Rooney and Martial. Score sheet updated. Sit back and enjoy it, because this is it's a no pressure game now. Rooney could break the record, hopefully. He's levelled up with the record. Our bets come in within 10 minutes. We're on Easy Street. God, does anyone watch Walking Dead? That Easy Street just makes me think of that song that they just kept repeating for Daryl when he was in the prison. But I don't know. I'll go back to what I was saying. Jimmy has made a very good point. Mark, you're hardly ever wrong, but Reading are a pushover. I was exactly about to bring out that very point. I'm stunned by Reading and how poor they've been today. Is it because Martial and Rashford and Rooney and Mata have just been interchanging so well? Or is it poor play from Reading? I think probably a little bit of both. But Reading are third in the Championship, and I said in the preview that Reading would be on par with a sort of a Borough and a Sunderland, and I don't think they necessarily are, to be honest. I think they've been quite poor. That pass from Fellaini into Martial, it's like 100 miles an hour when he's got two players on him. No, Martial's just got. Martial's getting so much space. I don't know what Reading's tactics are, but in fairness to Reading, they are playing a way that it's just a joy to watch Manchester United on the attack, because that's surely a foul on Martial. He gets hit after the ball, but there's so much space in the final third for us that it's so entertaining. William Gallagher, Mark, if we beat Liverpool, you have to dab. Phil Jones is coming on. Got an injury. That's worrying. Oh, God. Ashley Young's... No, it's Rojo. I thought it was Ashley Young. Well... Oh, God. Ashley Young's... It is Ashley Young coming off. And... I don't know, it's Ashley Young or Rojo. If Ashley Young's going off, then... No. It looks like it's Ashley Young going off. No, I don't know. We need to decide a defender now, as somebody just said. But I don't know who it is who's coming off. It looks like it's Rojo. It is Rojo, it's not Ashley Young. I was going to say, why would you bring Jones on? Rojo off injured for Jones. Looks like we will be signing him. I've always said that we would. But yeah, the Liverpool game's a week tomorrow on Sunday. We've got Hull on Tuesday. But I'm 100% confident we'll beat Liverpool. I know I'm quite leery with Liverpool and I like winding them up. And I just don't accept any sort of defeat or give an inch to Liverpool. But I do think we'll beat them. I think it'll be a massive game. I think the crowd will be up for it. It's at Old Trafford. And that's why I'm excited. I mean, Martial pushes Rashford close for me as my favourite outfield player. And it sort of goes over from last season where I think the rest of the team were pretty shocking. Rashford edges it because I just think he's such a great talent. He's from our youth and he epitomises what Manchester United should be about. But Anthony Martial, I just think he had a bad start to this season, but he's a fantastic player. And I want to see him playing well. But the reason I've got confidence about United is because Mkhitaryan on the right is fantastic. Martial, if he solves the problem on the left, is fantastic. You've got Zlatan up front with Rashford who can come on. You've got Pogba, Herrera and Carrick, which I think are just a fantastic midfield. There's just so many options for us, and I know the back four is a bit of a weak link, but we know that. But yeah, you've got Carrick, Herrera, Pogba midfield, Mkhitaryan on the right, Martial on the front, on the left, Zlatan up front, and then you've got options like Rooney, Rashford, off the bench. I think we'll absolutely... I don't think we'll annihilate Liverpool, but I absolutely think we'll beat them. Reading in with a chance here on the back stick. Good tackle by Carrick. It was in the 6-yard box and we just about clear it. But 2-0. We've had to make a substitution, which is a shame. It's a shame that we've had to make a substitution like that, Rojo for Jones, because I would like to have seen... Does that mean we won't see Fosu Mensah or Schweinsteiger now? Because he's probably going to want to do the... give Zlatan a few minutes or a Pogba or even a Mkhitaryan. But surely he'll give us what we want, which is Schweinsteiger or Fosu Mensah. Taylor Murphy's just come out with a very weird question. Do you like Man City? Answer him, everyone. Tyrone Williams, disagree, Mark. Rashford is great, but Martial's on another level. Reese Peters, come on, Man U. People don't like it when people say Man U, by the way, Reese. It's not the said thing. It's Man United. Monica says, what do you think of the rumours in relation to Patrice Evra? We spoke about it a bit this week on the transfer shows for those who have watched them. But Evra would be a great player to bring back for his leadership and his passion. But I wasn't one of the players that when he left Manchester United, he got quite a lot of stick in the last few months. We're on a bit of a break here. Martial on the left, running at the Reading back three. They're trying to get players back, but it's very difficult. And shoots and nearly scores. But the keeper says it. But Evra's last couple of years at United, which are like he left 3 years ago, so his last couple of years would be 5 and 4 years ago. He used to get a lot of stick because he was always going forward, legs getting tired, fast-paced Premier League, wouldn't always get back. He used to get a lot of stick from some United fans saying he's past it, he's a defensive liability. So why would you want him to come back and play 3 years after that when he's mid-30s? I just don't think he's got the physicality or the legs to play as a left-back in the Premier League anymore. So, and I really do believe that. I love Evra, though. I wasn't one of those players who said I wanted him to go. I think he could have stayed, but I don't see what he offers us now at left-back at 35. I think it's a very, very hard position to play. You've got to be fast. You've got to be fit. We've already got a left-back that's more than capable. You need to start playing him, Luke Shaw. And I think Daley Blin's a capable left-back as well. So, Evra back as a trainer, as a coach, yes. But Valencia apparently want him. The Spanish League's far easier for him than the Premier League, I would say. If he wants to carry on playing, Valencia's the place to go. I wouldn't be disappointed if we signed him, but there we go. Harper Massive says, what's your favourite other league other than the Premier League? I wouldn't really say I have another one. I watch German football when I can. I quite like Italian football. That's just from the days of the early 90s, even though it was pretty boring, to be honest. All the best players in the world used to be there. Spanish League I find really... I don't mind watching the big teams play each other, say Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid and Sevilla, Barcelona. But I think it's a pub league apart from them. Shubnam Gupta makes a good point about Ashley Young. He's meant to be a right back and he was playing as a forward a minute ago. But Reading are starting to come back into it slightly more. They've got a corner now. But 2-0. Zach S, why doesn't Ferrati get mentioned as a replacement for Carrick? He does. He'd make a decent one as well. Corner for Reading. Oh, he should have scored. He should have scored there. Volley into the box. Their striker or whoever, probably a centre back to be honest, because he's running quite far back on the 6-yard box as the cross came in. Doesn't make a connection. Daniel Jolly's just DM'd me on Twitter and said, "What happened to Rojo?" Looks like he's done something to it. I don't know. It's hard to say. Ross has just messaged me to say we could make a living out of our betting tips because that Rooney one was fantastic. And he went 4-0. I've gone 3-1, so we're still on track. But 4-0 was a very good price. I think he put £2 on for a 4-0 win, and it was something like 10-1. So I hope that does come in for Ross. But he's halfway there. Just having a scoot of social media just to see if there's anything going on. It's a calf injury for Rojo. Damien, who is at Dillop10 on Twitter, is very good. We follow him. Carrick fan moaning about it. Rojo. And Billy Meredith, who we follow at Ormston Lord MUSC. What a goal by Martial. Mourinho's putting together something special here. And Rashford. Oh, into the side netting. Oh, it was good. He was through on goal. Rounded the keeper. It was an acute angle. Probably should have scored it. Jose doesn't look very happy. I'm seeing if he could have pulled it back. Smalling with the pass. Slide rule pass. Splits the defence. Rashford's in. No, there's two Reading players there. He's got to go for goal. We're going to get a really good look at the angle. Should have scored. Should have scored. And Tremaine Bishop says exactly that, as I said it as well. Yeah, he should have scored, Tremaine. You're right. Tiny Mario 75. Do you have Instagram? No. We don't have Snapchat either. It's something we're going to look at this year. The United Stand. We're on 61,663 subscribers. Let's go for 62,000, folks. Let's go for it. If you're new to the United Stand, click and subscribe. We've got the bottom right hand corner is our live subscriber counter. We're going for 1,000 likes on the video as well, as we always do with the watch along, because we can't do it without you. And how long will Rojo be out for, says Football King. I don't think he's made it to the treatment room yet, so we probably couldn't give a prediction on that. But calf injury, I know Aguero gets a lot of calf injuries, or he used to. Probably anywhere between 2 and 6 weeks. So January, Bayes away. Smalling and Jones, I think we're going to need to sign a centre-back, don't you? I mean, he could play Blind and Carrick there, but Rahul's just subscribed to the channel. Rahul Kadka, welcome to the channel, pal. Obviously, we want to get plenty of subscribers for the channel because we want it to get bigger and your voice to get bigger, because it's all about real fan content with your live comments and that. Rashford's getting a bit greedy. He's just shot wide from outside the box. Just needs to calm down a bit. Obviously wants to get a goal, but just calm it down a bit. But the reason to subscribe is basically because when you subscribe, there's a little bell. If you click that as well, you'll get notifications every time we go live. I'm just watching the Martial goal again. I know that was his shot that didn't go in. You'll get live notifications every time we go back. And if you're new watching us now in the watch-alongs on, I always say this. I implore you, make sure you watch our daily content on the United Stand, because the watch-alongs are great, but I think all the other shows are where the channel really comes into its own. Monday at 8:30 UK time is Skype Goldbridge, where you Skype in. I'll show you the studio, in fact, now. I won't be on it, but there's the Skype Goldbridge channel. Not in use at the studio at the moment. So I'm sat in the chair, top right-hand corner. That's where you can come on if you want to come on visually, or you can just come on audio. Live comments underneath it. I don't know what's going to be said. You dictate the show, and you tell us what you want to talk about. That's on a Monday at 8:30. Sunday, 8:30 is our... I might have a studio for that. I don't know. No, that's something you're not meant to see. That's the transfer studio. Sunday Night Live. Again, I'm not in there at the moment. 2 screens. We have 2 guests on. I think Alex is on tomorrow, and either Sander or maybe Ross will come on again. Live comments underneath. Talking about everything United over the weekend. Sunday night was our very first show on the channel, so we stick with that. And Rooney's just gone for a chip. That would be great to break the record. We've got the United Ramble, which is on a Sunday morning, tomorrow morning, where I take Robbie the dog for a walk on the countryside of the Midlands and talk about everything United, transfers and all the latest news. Every morning in January, live at 6:30 with a 5-minute review of all Manchester United transfer news. Preview is normally on a Friday at 8:30. So there's loads of live content. We're live every day, basically, with content, sometimes twice a day. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notifications, get involved, get part of the community. They call themselves the United Stand Army. I think it's more of a community, a family, and you'll get to know all the names and get part of it. Frank Don's just told me to shut up. Obviously doesn't get the concept of a watch-along. Peter Doyle watched Mark and Robbie out walking last night. That was funny. Yeah, I got some good comments about the Ford Fiesta driver. Cheeky git. Rooney to score next, says Ryan Garton. Rojo injuries might just force Jose's hand, says Colin Begley. I think we've already got somebody lined up anyway, to be honest, but I think it will sort of force his hand. Rooney feeling confident today, says Kwame. Definitely. Why wouldn't he? Charlie plays soccer, says Mark. Say Charlie plays soccer and dab. I'm going to do it for you. Charlie plays soccer. No, I'm not. I'm not dabbing till Fellaini leaves, because one thing I'm not is a hypocrite. And I said when Fellaini leaves, I'll dab, and until that happens, I may never dab. I'll probably leave this mortal coil before he does. Leave United. I like Reading, says Paldini FC. They're in an offensive team. They always have been. I'll tell you what, though, I can't wait for the likes of Hull to get out of the Premier League, because There are certain clubs I just love to see back in the Premier League to make it more competitive, and I just think Hull, they're a team that's going to get rolled over by the big teams. When Chelsea play Hull, when we play Hull, it's just a 3-point guaranteed thing, isn't it? And where's Dan, says Cali United? Don't know, been gone for a long time. The Fiesta driver will come after Yo, says Nathan Aliano Derman. He might do. Yab Stam was arguably the best defender I've seen at United, says Tyrone. He's doing well in management. Third in the Championship. Reading are doing slightly better now. They couldn't have done much worse than the first 15 minutes. But to be third in the Championship at Christmas is a hell of an effort, because the Championship, I like I say, living in the Midlands, I work with quite a few Villa fans, and they play, pretty much 2 games a week in, week out, Saturday, Wednesday, 46 games in their season compared to 38 in the Premier League. It's a slog in the Championship, and if you're third in it, you're doing very well. Which is why I expected a little bit more from them, to be honest, because there's Newcastle in that league, Villa are in it, Norwich. There's some big clubs in the Championship. It's very, very, very difficult. Henrik Benjaminson says Lindelof in. Liam Coughlin says Vidic was the best defender ever. I think the best centre-back I've seen at Manchester United is probably... I'd agree with that. I think Vidic. We've had some great centre-backs, but I think Vidic is the best, because what I liked about Vidic, and it's what we missed at the start of the season a bit, probably up until around Christmas when Jose sorted his defence out, is the crosses into the box. Somebody would just go and win it. And I had every confidence that any cross that came into our box, Vidic would just go and win it. And he made us a threat from corners when we wanted to score as well. Would have liked to see Fosu Mensah instead of Jones, says Yashley. But Jones has come on as a centre-back. I'd rather see Fosu coming on in the midfield or at right-back, to be honest. This should be 3-0. Please, Rashford, please. No, goalkeeper. Maybe he's going to have one of those days. Could do with him scoring. Corner for United, we never score from corners, and we've got another one. Smalling hitting it against the defender. Dara Radford on Twitter saying that Blin's been awful and he's getting done by Championship defenders. Give us your thoughts on that. We're approaching half time. What do you think about how people have been playing? Roy Keane was the best United defender, says Shane Heron. He was a midfielder, but Roy Keane's probably my favourite player of all time at Manchester United that I've physically seen. He'd be up there with Ronaldo and Keane, really, the two I've watched and seen, and Scholes. Free kick for United here, 35 minutes, 30 yards out. It was a dive by Ashley Young. Ashley Young is such a diver. Tom Daly would be proud. I think if you're going to break the record, it'd be lovely to do it from a set piece. So Matta's surely going to let Rooney do it. 742 likes on the video. Drop us a like. Let's get 1,000. There's over 1,000 if you're watching, so drop us a like. Drop yourself a like. This is going to, if he gets this right, it's going round the right side of the wall into the top corner. Every game's an adventure. He lets Matta hit it into the wall. Don't know what that was from Matta. Smalling, cleared, edge of the box. Carrick nudging the back. Smalling, what's he doing? Loses it. I tell you what though, Fellaini can do a job at this level, can't he? As Raz says, Fellaini's a big tree, but this is a Championship opposition. I think Fellaini in the Championship would probably be a decent player. Is Rojo injured, says Oreo? Yes, he is. Liam Coughlin on about Ronaldo being a legend. Yeah, I mean, Roy Keane is a Manchester United legend, and he's my favourite United player. Fellaini's going to get booked here, I would think. Or is he just going to give a free kick? It's quite late. Could have got a yellow, probably not quite. Humza, I've looked at your profile picture with Fred the Red. Nice. How long do you think Jose will stay at United? Says Anthony Zenanus. It's hard to say. I think he'll definitely be here for this season. No, I think he'll be here for this season and next season for definite. But what you've got to look about, I think Mourinho would like him to. He would like to be here as long as we would like him to be here, which probably 3 to 5 years, maybe longer. Let's just see. But when you look at Mourinho's past, he tends to leave a club through falling out, politics. So that's always a problem, isn't it? Mark J. Sheehan, if Mourinho isn't going to play Menza now, he's never going to play him. There is a concern on the youth. I agree with you. I do agree with that. There is a concern about the youth, but let's see where we are with the youth next year. First year, I don't agree with it. I would be using the youth in these games. I can't say I agree with that. There is no defence of him for that. But I would give him a little bit of leeway. Just we had a bad start to the season. We're now playing quite well. Let's see what happens. But I don't think we're going to see Fosu. Why not loan Fosu Mensah out to one of the lower Premier League clubs? Because somebody like Hull would be perfect for them. And he could play week in, week out. Because he's ready to play week in, week out. That's the problem with Fosu Mensah. He should be playing week in, week out. And we can't if we can't give him that, then let's loan him out to somebody who can. And I think we'd all be a lot more comfortable with that. We want to see him in a United shirt, but actually, I'd be more than happy to go and watch him play for somebody else. Get some experience, because he's more than ready. I see him just crossed it there, but Reading cleared. He was offside anyway. Why wouldn't he play the youth now? 2-0 up, says Stephen McMorrow. Yeah, well, exactly. I think especially if we could get a third, which this half more than justifies. Mata was way offside. I do like Reading, Thomason's adventure. Got nothing against them, and the fact that they're managed by an ex-Manchester United player. Yeah, I always like to keep an eye out on those as well. I think if we got 3-0 up, why Alex Reid is on about Leon Bailey, who could be a signing from Genk, Jamaican international. I don't know whether he actually is an international yet, but he's a wide man. Shane Herron, Roy Keane can play centre-half as well. He played centre-half in the season Forest got relegated. I remember that. Just before he came to United, he played there a lot. But Reading just playing it around the back. Where the heck is Luke Shaw, says Marufu. It's an interesting point. Who do you think could, on the current time, become a United legend, says Stephen O'Brien? Yeah, it's a good question, that. I mean, who can become a Manchester United legend? I'd say there's probably 3 or 4 players from this current squad who could go on and be Man United legends. I can't give you the names of who, because there's so many factors in that, injuries, form, etc. But off the top of my head, Martial could. It depends how long they stay at the club as well. You can leave the club and still be a legend. I still think Ronaldo's a legend because what he did in those few years were just unbelievable. We were a bit of a one-man team, to be honest. We had a great team around him, but what he did took us to another level that we couldn't do without that player. Rashford could. Rashford could just be a very good striker like Andy Cole. Was Andy Cole a United legend? Some people would say he was. For me, he's just a United great. I'm quite stingy about who's a legend and who's not. This should be 3. Good block. Mata just shooting just inside the box. To be a legend, you've got to fall into that category of a Roy Keane, a Scholes, a Robson. Valencia, I wouldn't even say ever is a United legend. I think United, people throw legend around too easy. He's a United great. Vidic is a United great. Legends are people like Best, Charlton, Law, Edwards, your Robsons, your people like that. It's not, there shouldn't be 10 legends every couple of seasons. there's a difference. I was speaking about this the other night. But this current lot, who could become a legend? Yeah, Rashford could. He's got a big curve to go up, but he could. Martial could. Again, he's roughly the same age and a fantastic player. Depends how long he stays, though. Does he want to stay at United for all of his career or for a good chunk of time? Pogba could become a United legend, signing at 23. If he stayed till he was like 30, yeah, definitely. Fellaini, no, I'm only joking. So there's 3 there. Mkhitaryan could do at his age. He's only like 27, isn't he? So if he stayed till he was 33 and consistently played like he does every game, could become a United legend. Cantona signed, well into his 20s. Mata should have scored there, edge of the box again. So yeah, Mark, why did you call it Soccer Box? Says Oprah. Haven't got time to talk about that, unfortunately. But we started the United I started on Twitter and on YouTube with a channel called Soccer Box, where I was going to talk about football in general. It wasn't just going to be about United. I wanted to do it in general about all football. And then after a couple of months, I sort of just got focused on doing a couple of United. I think I just did a Manchester United match reaction, and it got way more views than anything we'd ever done on Soccer Box. And I thought, you know what, Manchester United is the team I support. I'll just do United stuff. And then we started doing the Sunday night show with Kev and Martin and Rich coming on, and somebody said, we should change it, make it more United specific, and we changed it to the United Stand, and we never looked back. But that's why just nearly Rooney in there. That's why 2 years later I've now brought back my Mark Goldbridge channel, so I can go and do some of the stuff that I wanted to do originally when I came on YouTube, which isn't all about, not even football, but not even all about United. So my FIFA 17 career mode is on that channel. And then tonight, I'm really looking forward to it. Rashford's in here. It's on the edge of the box. Cross. Ooh, is that a corner? It's a goal kick, Martial. 8 o'clock tonight, my first live stream on the Mark Goldbridge channel is for a movie review. I know a few of you are looking forward to it, are going to join us for that. 8 o'clock tonight on the Mark Goldbridge channel. Reviewing and discussing and debating Rogue One, which I've seen twice. Saw it for the second time last night, so really looking forward to that. Have a glass of whiskey with you and talk about movies, which I do enjoy. But it's football at the moment, and if you want to watch that later, I'll tell you where you can get the link for it. David May's a legend, says Tom Stevenson. Richie is getting annoyed because I've said that Vidic is not a legend. He's a legend to you, mate. Don't get stressed about what other people think. It's just opinion. Everybody has different opinions on everything. Don't get stressed. Don't ever try and make somebody else come round to your way of thinking in life or in football or anything like that. And certainly don't spend your life getting stressed or wound up about it. Life is way too short. Manchester United great, Vidic, for me, doesn't quite fall into the legend category, because I don't think that over 70 years there should be more than 10 legends in a United shirt. That's how I look at it. I'm very much the same about who's world class and top class. So that's just my interpretation. You might have 50 legends that you call United legends. You might think someone like Antonio Valencia is a United legend. That's your choice. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Elemental Pride, do you like Spencer FC? I know who he is. I've not watched any of his stuff, and to be honest, I don't really like Cockney wide boys, and he sounds like a bit of a Cockney wide boy. Alright, geezer and all that, doesn't really do it for me. But I don't have time. I genuinely do not have time to watch other YouTube stuff. I infrequently will watch some of the United stuff on other channels, and some of it's good, some of it I think, well, I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's opinion, isn't it? But I don't have time to be watching all the other stuff. I wish I did. Mata, that's almost a perfect ball. Eye the needle pass, took 2 players out, not quite the third one to put Martial in. But we are about to hit half time anyway, so start giving us your thoughts on the game. Who's been the standout player? Martial for me, giving a little hint there, but We are well into the second minute of stoppage time, and in this first half, I'd like to. The only slight fly in the ointment for me is that we didn't get the third goal, which we probably should have had, because then I think we would really be able to see Fosu Mensah for half an hour, which is what we all want to see, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's what we came for. And Rooney breaking the record, which was fantastic, and me winning you all some money on the bets, which I hope you signed up. And I hope you got on it, because Rooney to score at any time, and he did it in the first 7 minutes, you'd have won some decent money. And our £10 to £100, I am going to go to try and get it up to £1,000 as well. But certainly the first step is £10 to £100. We're up to £40 now in 2 weeks from that initial tenner. And if you want to catch up and get part of the £10 to £100 challenge, just go to the link in the video description. Sign up with Leo Vegas, and your first couple of bets will be boosted by 100% anyway, which will double your first couple of bets, and then you'll get caught up with us. 2-0 at half-time to Manchester United. Brilliant first half from our B team, says Zoltan. We could get a lot of money for Rooney from China, says Anthony. We could. Number 9 shows he should play over Rashford any day. Happy about that. And I've got Ross joining me now, which is great. Can you hear me, Ross? Not quite.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I've got my earphone in. Can you hear me, mate?
Yes, how you doing?
Yeah, great. I'm very happy. I was very, very happy with... I know you're halfway to your 4-0 thing, but Rooney to score any time was just absolutely inspired. And the fact that he did it in the first 10 minutes was great. But apart from that, give us your thoughts. I thought Martial was superb.
Yeah, Martial superb. Rashford superb as well. I was worried about his performance going into the game, and that he needed a good performance. But I thought it was fantastic, and the whole team's looked good. Rooney's looked very sharp as well. I mean, I know he's got a point to prove to get that goal, and I think he's got to go get another one now and finally, push past it. And I saw a great stat on Twitter actually, and I think I retweeted it about the amount of games that he's broken that record in comparison to Bobby Charlton, and that's worth noting because it is a fantastic achievement what he's done. But your bet was spot on, Mark. And what, you up to 20 odd quid now?
No, we're up to 40 because I started with a tenner last week with Zlatan to score any time. That went up to 17. Then I put that 17 on today for Rooney to score any time at 2.5.
Oh, you put the whole lot on?
Yeah,
wow.
I risked it. I wouldn't normally go with such high odds, but I was just so confident that Rooney was going to at least level with the record today. So we're up to, well, I haven't checked yet, but 17 at 2.45 it was. So yes, it'll be over 40 quid. So we're well on the way to 100, which is great. But I just think it was all over it. But talking about Rashford there, I was sort of in two minds as to whether to go Rashford to score any time when he started. And to be honest, I'm glad I didn't, because he's had some great chances. I think he's played really well as well. He just needs a goal to cap off his performance. But he may well have that one of those days today where he just doesn't score. But I still, if he did go Rashford to score any time, I wouldn't be too depressed yet. I still think he might do it. There we go. I've stopped the timer. But Martial I thought was brilliant. And I was saying that in the first half, Ross. The great thing about Martial, before we talk about anybody else, is that left wing position is sort of up for grabs. I thought he played well against Borough last week, but obviously didn't play against West Ham. But it was 48 hours later. He's come into the team again today. He set the Rooney goal up, not with the direct assist. Mata got that, but he nutmegged somebody to run in the box. Then he scored his goal. He could have had another one. He's been the standout player. And if he solves that left-hand side position, like Mkhitaryan has sold the right-hand side position, and you've got that midfield three of Pogba, Carrick and Herrera, Zlatan up front, Rooney, Rashford, people like that, Mata on the bench. We are a very strong attacking side.
Yeah, 100%. I think Martial, even before this game, started to look like the Martial of old, and well, I say of old, of last season when we first had him. But if he carries on playing, he is all of our idyllic Man United lineup, and we all say that it should be Martial and Mkhitaryan, and I think that's actually coming. They are the informed pair, and you know what? You do get carried away as a United fan, but I test any other football team in the Premier League, if not Europe, that has a better front three than Martial, Mkhitaryan and Zlatan Ibrahimovic when they're in form, because it's absolutely unstoppable. And going into the Liverpool game, that's what we want. We've got a free scoring Zlatan, we've got Mkhitaryan hitting the ground running, and now we've got a Martial scoring as well as playing well, which is absolutely fantastic.
And adding to that, what I've been saying for the last few weeks is we've also got what I think is the best midfield three in the Premier League, which is Carrick, Herrera and Pogba. Maybe not as individuals, but as balance and what they do. Absolutely superb. So yeah, very, 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 very pleased with it. And I think if Martial solves that left-hand side, we've got a good squad, and what we want to get to is an ideal first 11 and then a very strong bench. And I think we are getting there. And I'm really enjoying this game. I'm really looking forward to the Hull game, and I cannot wait for the Liverpool game, because I think if we win that game like I expect us to, anything is possible. Little bit of lag apparently, so just refresh your stream and it will come back. I don't know why it's lagging. It's working fine now apparently. It's probably just because half time and it goes up. It might be where you're watching as well, because not everyone's getting some lag. But apart from Martial was brilliant, Rooney levelled the record, Rashford's played really well, Carrick's conducted the game, Matt has been his normal self. Rojo going off injured. Apparently it's a calf strain that can be anywhere between 2 weeks and 6 weeks. Is that a bit of a disappointment? He's been playing quite well. He's the left-footed defender as well, so it's that balance, isn't it? You've got which I don't really pay a lot of attention to, because Vidic and Ferdinand were both right-footed, and so were Pallister and Bruce. But it might force our hand in the transfer window.
Yeah, do you know what? It is a disappointment, and I've not hidden away from the fact that I've kind of, really taken to Rojo in the past 6 weeks, because I just feel like, he's not the most talented football by a mile, but I feel like he gets what being a United player is, and I think that's invaluable in today's market. So, and do you know what? Going into that Liverpool game, and I see this game and I see the whole game as a big build-up to this, probably our biggest game of the season at Liverpool. And I wanted Jones and Rojo fit for that, and I wanted them playing together because they have been, a good pairing, and you just want solidarity for that game. So it is a bit of a concern, but I'm just hoping that it's a precaution, because you know what, we're 2-0 up. What's the point? Let's just take him off, put Jones on. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's not a bigger thing than it can be.
Yes, I just very quickly on that, I firmly believe that we'll be buying a centre-back in this window anyway. I really just think it was just trying to calm down what we're doing from Mourinho, which he's likely to do. But I do think we'll do it, and I do think it'll be Lindelof, to be honest. I'd love it to be Manolas, but I do think it'll be Lindelof. I'm just sorting something out there. So, second half, Ross. We've obviously used one of the subs up now, which is a bit of a shame. Looking at the rest of the subs, you've got obviously Fosu Mensah, Schweinsteiger, the keeper, which I don't think we'd change, and then the three players that I probably don't really want to see coming on, Pogba, Mkhitaryan and Zlatan. We know what they're all about. They're class players. 2 subs left. Do you think we'll see Schweinsteiger and Fosu Mensah on for a decent amount of time?
Do you know what? I think Mourinho would be absolutely crazy not to bring Schweinsteiger on now for Carrick. There's no point Carrick being on that pitch. We're not going to lose this game from this position. So let's just consolidate Carrick, take him off. He's had a good half. And the same with Fosu Mensah. I don't think he should come on at half time, but if he doesn't get a game today, I can understand not playing them and maybe putting Pogba on if it's 1-0 and we're struggling, or if it's 0-0, or if we're even losing. But 2-0 up, he should just be, taking players off that he feels need, a bit of a rest in comparison to the others, and just let's see Fosu Mensah. I mean, Mourinho must know, through sort of social media or what gets told, that Fosu Mensah is a fan's favourite. So yeah, let's see him definitely.
I'd agree. I'd love to see Fosu Mensah more than I would like to see Schweinsteiger, and I love them both. But yeah, it's the perfect game to bring him on. He's got the comfort of Old Trafford, the security blanket that the fans are just going to back him, which we will, especially the ones actually at the game. So yeah, I really hope we see him. I would be disappointed if he makes 2 substitutions in this half and we see Mkhitaryan or Zlatan or Pogba. I love all 3, but why? Why would you do that? Let's see somebody a little bit different. I'd like to see Bastian play, to be honest, as Tyrone. Candra says GGMU and GGMU. Somebody on about dabs, which we're not going to do. Eric Bay just said Andres Pereira just mugged off Real Madrid. I don't know. Did he? Anybody?
I know Madrid were winning 3-0 at half time. That's all I know about that game.
And they're winning 5-0 now, so I don't think he's mugged them off that much. But I'm sure they can live with being mugged off if it means they're 5-0 up against Granada at home, which they are. Fozo 1 for Carrick, says Ali Riaz, which is exactly what Ross had said. Ak Adil, I do remember you. Well, no, hello. Thomason thinks Reading will get back 2-0. Are you still going to go 4-0, Ross? I suppose that's the
100%. I think I think we're halfway there, mate. We've only got half the game left, so I think we're bang on. The bigger question is, Mark, are you going to put on a half-time in-play bet, or are you just going to sit on your winnings?
I'm not going to risk my £10 to £100 challenge bets, no. But I would, if we wanted I don't mind just chucking a fiver on. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can find in play. Link, video description. Leo Vegas. Let's load up and see what have you put one on?
I haven't. I'm just going to stick with my 4-0, and I've also got Fellaini to score at any time. So,
to be honest, there's a decent one here. I mean, it depends what you want to do, but you can get 1.38 for Manchester United to win the second half, which actually is quite good considering they were 1.2 more or less to win the game. Obviously, they've got to win the second half, which I think they will do. So 1.38, if you fancy making a £4 on a tenner, that's not a bad one. That's time specific. I'm just having a quick look. You could get Manchester United to win handicap minus 3.5, so they'd have to win by 4 goals or more. I don't fancy that at 2.35. You could bet next corner 1.54 at Manchester United. There's some great in-play stuff. I tell you what, get signed up with Leo Vegas. They're doing some good stuff for us. I just wanted to see goal scorer. Have they got anything goal scorer? I can't see anything goal scorer. Full-time corners, throw-in. Oh, here we go. Goal scorer. So, next goal scorer, Marcus Rashford, 5.1. So this is next goal scorer. It's not to score at any time. That might be worth a couple of quid, but no, I'm happy with the one I did. Very happy with it, and we roll on to the next game, which is Hull. We're going to figure out a bet for that, and hopefully we might get close to 100 quid by the Liverpool game, because I'm definitely going to go for United wins that. It's very early, Ross. Do you fancy us to beat Liverpool? Are you in that camp, or do you think it might be harder than some of us are predicting?
No, I'm in the camp. I think that we are, I don't like to sound, I keep saying it, I don't want to sound deluded, but I think we're a far better team than Liverpool. I think Liverpool have gotten away with this high press, high energy football because they're not actually that talented. But I think
they're a system, aren't they, Liverpool? They're a well-drilled system that he's implemented quite well, to be fair to him. But the only way they're going to win the league this year is if the season falls apart like Leicester took an opportunity last year where all the big teams messed up. But yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah, no, I think if we got Martial playing like he is today, if we got Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, maybe even Rashford off the bench, we should be winning that sort of 2-0, I think. Early prediction.
Yeah, we've got to win it. Regardless of, even if we were 12th, we would have to win this game next week just to stop them and their bloody title charge that they're apparently on. The fact that we can go past them, not if we win next week, we'll still be 2 points behind them, but we can really cause them a lot of pressure by winning. It's a must-win game. We've got to win it, and I think we will. The only thing is, it's football. You don't know who's refereeing the game. I don't think we know yet. Anything can go wrong, mistakes, everything like that. I accept that. But if it goes to plan, I think United will win it. But Ross is on Twitter at Hazza90. If you're on Twitter, give him a follow at Hazza90. And great points as per usual. And I hope, Ross, that there is a couple of more goals and your 4-0 prediction comes in.
Cheers, Mark. I'll tell you what, just quickly before I go, it's good to see Paul Scholes getting on the United bandwagon and actually praising United for once. It shows we're on the up.
Exactly. I think we are. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, Mark.
Speak to you soon, pal.
Cheers, mate.
Ta-da. So second half should be starting very soon. Let me just quit out of there and get back to the live comments. Mark, do you think Fozo Mensah should be starting games like this? Says Billy Byrne. You know I do. If you were talking, it's not full time yet, mate. It's 2-0. It's half time. Just about to kick off the second half, so I'll get the timer back running for you. And for those of you who were just asking about how you do the bets, because obviously you might not be aware, link in the video description. We've now got a sign-up offer with Leo Vegas. It's in the video description. You can sign up with them, and for first bet, they boost it by 100%. So if you'd gone with Rooney today to score any times, we put a tenner on, you win 25 quid, you'd win 50 quid because they'll boost that bet by 100%. That's a special offer that we've got for you, and they're going to sort us out over the coming weeks with more and more favourable United odds and offers. So get on it. But in relation to what I'm concerned about, which is our £10 to £100 bet, and I will go beyond 100 as well, but £10 to £100 bet. In 2 bets, we're up to 40 quid thanks to Zlatan against West Ham and then Rooney today. So we're well up and running. Get on it with us. Get on it and join in. And Maria Borg did listen to you about Rooney scoring and won. Well, there you go. Really pleased. And it's great to win a bit of money off Rooney equaling the record as well. So fantastic about that. Substitution coming up for Reading. Arbita on for Tyler Blackett. Tyler Blackett was never United class. He was absolute rubbish. So what a return for him, getting subbed off at half time. Occasion got to him. It always did. But I'm just waiting to do the timer now, and then I'll get back on talking to you lot. And we are off. Second half is off. Timer is up and running. Super, super smashing great. Boys, Matola wants us to put the live visual of the game on. No, I've explained it so many times. You know, watch-alongs are great and we enjoy doing them, but the United stand, this is a tiny bit of our output, really. Daily content, doing all sorts of shows, reviews, previews, call-ins, all sorts of stuff. So if you are new to the United stand, make sure you click that subscribe button and get involved in all the other interactive United content that we got. You don't even have to be a United fan. But we can't turn that camera and show you the live footage of the game, because the minute we do that, you get reported, the channel gets shut down, and that's not. It's not legal, folks. You can't do it. Bigger companies than massive companies pay lots and lots of money to show the football, and you don't get away with just showing it live on YouTube for long. And we wouldn't do that anyway. But we will keep you updated with the game and what's going on. And at the moment, Phil Jones is out getting a nosebleed. He's put Rashford in out wide. Rashford's gone with the cross. Rooney, all on the stretch, just wide. Fellaini to score next, says Kieran Dillon. Well, if you've got good odds on that. Bob Shane says, let's get Mark to 100k. I have got my channel, but this isn't it. This is the United Stand. I'd love to get my channel to 100,000 subscribers. The United Stand is your channel, and we're on 61,927. So let's go for 62,000 today while we're live. Sorry, not while we can. Bottom right-hand corner, you can see the live subscriber counter there. Just click and subscribe, and make sure, like I said there, that you hit the bell so you get live notifications when we go live, because we are a live content channel. There's a bit of a clash of heads here between a Reading player and it looks like Michael Carrick. He'll be all right. But if you found us by way of this live watch along, please do subscribe and get involved in all our other stuff that we're doing. Sunday Night Live tomorrow night at 8:30, where we basically, it's a debate show. We talk about everything United, very interactive. We have guests on. Monday night at 8:30, Skype Goldbridge. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We just go live. You Skype in. You can be visual if you want, or you can just be audio. Tell us what you want to talk about. Just come on and have a rant if you want to for a few minutes. Transfer shows, 8:30 every week, 6:30 every morning for January, because it's the transfer window. We're live for 5 to 10 minutes talking about all the overnight transfer related news. Most of it crap, but we talk about it, what's going on. And Friday night we normally do a live preview at 8:30. So there's loads of stuff to get involved in. So just subscribe and get involved and become part of the community, because it's a thriving one. Bring on the big German, says 222 Damien. Yes. G'day Mark, says Matrixify. We've got 1,000 likes. Applause. It's your show, the watch along. It's a bit like Skype Goldbridge. I always say, if you can get 1,000 likes, you're just liking yourself, because you make this show with all your comments and everything like that. So well done to you all. You've been fantastic again. Raz says, I look handsome. Thank you very much. Shared your channel on Facebook, says Scrag Nation 123. Thanks for that. Do share it, tweet it, everything else. Paul Clayton says, we're Mark Goldbridge, Red and White Army. I prefer the United Stand Army. The United Stand is what it's all about. people going on about legends, so get involved in the live comments or just have a read about that. Interesting stuff. Bastion is warming up, says Mr. Frost. Let's get to 62,000 subscribers, says STH, and he says come on as well. Carrick might have to come off, says Tyron Edwards. Yeah, it would be ideal for Schweinsteiger to come on in that position. Well, actually, I throw it to the live comments. If Carrick went off as the DM, would you want Schweinsteiger to come on or Fosu Mensah? Because ultimately, I think that's going to be Fosu Mensah's position. So part of me, as much as I love Schweinsteiger, would like to see Fosu come on. But Schweinsteiger's a cracking player, isn't he? And it always makes me laugh that Fellaini's playing on our midfield and World Cup winning top-class midfielder, world-class midfielder, Schweinsteiger's on the bench. But Rashford here in the left channel, it's just not quite going for him with his final ball today. But I'd like to see Rashford stay on for 90 minutes because I'd love to see him score because that was our backup bet if we hadn't gone for Rooney. And I don't see the point in chucking Zlatan on for this game. Spencer says Bastion's going to come off. I think he means come on. In fact, he's just said that. Easy game for United, says Ryan Master 2005 for United. But you know what? What I must say is that Reading are third in the Championship, and the Championship is very hard. And I think Reading more or less have put their first team out as well. So can you start the second half timer at 45:01? Unfortunately, not with the bit of kit I've got, and I've tried to find a better one. But if what happens is as soon as it gets to 60, it goes 1 minute and 1, so it doesn't work. Ricky Clarkson wants Pogba on for Carrick and put Fellaini CDM. You see, I don't want that, Ricky, because why? I don't want Pogba to come on. I don't see the point. We know what Pogba is. He's brilliant. We don't need to see him against Reading. We want to see people like Schweinsteiger and Fosu who never get a chance. Rio's a legend, says Mike Lilly. Rio Ferdinand's not a United legend for me. He's not a United legend. Doesn't fall into that category for me. Very good defender, but Vidic was better. Bring Carrick off, he has cut to the head. Bring on Bastion, says 222 Damien. No point in bringing Pogba on, says Prince 20. I'd sort of agree. We know what Pogba's all about. And what if he came on and did a hamstring? It's just, we'd be very critical of that. We need to win. Danderman says Rooney top class or world class. Not world class, top class. He could have been world class when he burst on the scene for the first few years at United in the year 2004. Before that, he was on the trajectory to being world class, and the reason he didn't become world class is because, in fairness to him, he became essential team player really. Basically, Sir Alex Ferguson had a choice to make. He either made Rooney his talisman of the team, or he made Ronaldo his talisman of the team, and he went with Ronaldo, and it was the right choice to go with. But then what that meant for Rooney is Rooney became this player that had to go on the left wing or the right wing. He was forever being moved around because he's 100% all heart, or he used to be, and he's got all energy. So Rooney and Rooney also in international football, especially in tournaments, is atrocious and has been since Euro 2004. So Carrick with a shot there, keep a low down save. So yeah, top class for me, Rooney, which is, I wouldn't say that there's some cracking players who are top class players, world class. Again, I'm quite stingy about it. You've definitely got Messi, and you've got Ronaldo. I put Zlatan in the world class category just because he's done it absolutely everywhere consistently. Even for Sweden, Sweden should not be of the quality that England are, and he's been consistently very, very good for Sweden before he retired. So Zlatan would be there, but no, Rooney top class for me, not quite world class. Spencer Urban, how is 30 goals a season not class? See, people get really angry about it. That's your opinion. I've just told you why he's not world class for me and he's top class. Yellow card here for Ashley Young. Callum Sharp says he's actually at the game. Tell you what, Ashley Young's probably slightly lucky not to get a red there. His feet are up, and it's just they're slightly separated. So it wasn't a red card for me because it wasn't like feet together. There we go. But Thomason says it was a red. I think it was. If it had been given as a red, I don't think we could have appealed it. But to be honest, I don't think that should be a red. Van Persie world class, says Robert Davenport. It's a good question, and I would say yes. But the difficulty is that world class, you can't always be world class, can you? Because people play on too long, don't they? Like Liverpool fans would say Steven Gerrard's world class. I would say you're having a laugh, but he was pretty poor actually in his last few years. Is Van Persie world class now? No, he's not. He's well and truly on the decline, isn't he? You don't stay world class because you will decline. Rooney nearly then. It was an overlap from Fellaini shot. Keeper saves it, and then Rooney was following it in nearly, but not quite. Not quite. Tom Taylor, what position suits Rooney most is a very good question. Not in the 6-yard box, tapping in tap-ins, because he's just missed one. But I don't know. I don't really like Rooney as a number 10. I don't think he's good enough as a number 10. I think he's a job player. I think he can just do a job for United now, and that can be up front or wherever you want it to be, really. But that's a good run from the Reading player here, and they've got a bit of an overlap on the right-hand side if they use it. Jones seems to have shepherded him out of danger, and Blin blocks the cross, and Carrick clears. Manuel Neuer or De Gea, says Ryan Garton. 100%. Oh, if that pass gets through, Rashford's in. De Gea's better than Neuer. Manuel Neuer plays for Bayern Munich week in, week out in a pub league, and he plays for Germany, who are one of the best international teams in the world. De Gea has spent the last 3 years playing in a shit Manchester United side and has been absolutely fantastic. The fact that Manuel Neuer wins FIFA Goalkeeper of the Year every year is an absolute joke, because he plays in a team where he does next to nothing. So De Gea is the better goalkeeper. Sujan, Gerrard's slip was world class, I'll give him that. Liam Hardy, what is your definition of world class? Getting bogged down in this now. I've had these debates before. I'm quite stingy about what's a legend and what's a world class, and I always have been. And both of them, I suppose, go hand in hand. There's probably only 10 United legends for me in the last 70 years. And world class players currently, I wouldn't like to go over 5. I wouldn't. I don't think you should. I don't think you should be so flippant with the term world class. I think there's a lot of top class players. Like Griezmann's not world class. He's a top class player. He could go on and be world class. He's still got time to do it at 25. But this should be a great goal. Oh, Massa! Rooney defence splitting pass. He was offside anyway. Kay Roberts is watching in hospital. I hope you're well, mate. And if you aren't, I hope you get better soon. Football Red Devils is happy for Rooney to equal Charlton's record, which we all are. Gareth Powell, Mata, unlucky. Missed and was offside. Keano was world class, definitely. Roy Keane was world class. He was the best midfielder in world football when he was in his prime. So yeah, and he's the best. The thing about Keane is, whatever you think about him as a player, and he was very, very good, he also had in his pocket that he's the best captain I've ever seen. He was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. George Best was a legend. You are right. He would be in my 10. Tommy Sproul, any plans to do any old 80s action films reviews? I'll mention that now because we've got a bit of a lull in the game, and hopefully we're going to get really excited in a minute because we're going to see Schweinsteiger with Fozo. I've put it in the link description for you. It is there's some good stuff in the link description for you today if you get a chance to look while you're watching the watch along. But second paragraph, Rogue One 8 PM movie review show. If you click that link, that will take you to the live stream of the review that's going to be at 8 o'clock tonight. And that is on my Mark Goldbridge channel. So if you get a chance just to pop over there and subscribe to that channel, because I'm going to start doing content on there starting tonight at 8 o'clock. But if you like film, tonight at 8 o'clock with the live comments up like we've got now, Rooney's just into the box. Oh, Rashford would have had a tap in, but it was just the defender took it away at the last minute. But if you like film, we're going to be reviewing, talking Rogue One, the Star Wars film tonight. And then what we'll be doing each week is doing a movie review each week. It's not always going to be what's in the cinema now. If there's a decent film, we will do. But what we'll start off with tonight is we'll do Rogue One, because I've seen it twice, got lots to discuss about it, some good and some bad. But you will decide what films we do. I've got a few ideas, but we will, in the live comments, you can say what film, and then the one that gets the most likes on their comment, we will do that. But I've got some ideas. I wouldn't mind doing the Godfather trilogy as a trilogy. We could do a video talking about that. Rashford's offside, sort of pushing for that third. He needs to be making a substitution before. So get onto it. If you click that link, which I'm just going to do now, it takes you to the stream, which starts in 6 minutes and 6 hours and 11 minutes. The live chat's open if you want to talk before. But just under where it says Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, when you've gone to that link, you can see subscribe, and next to it is that bell which I've told you about. If you subscribe to the United Stand, make sure you always click the bell next to it, because then you get notifications when we're live as well. So I'm looking forward to that tonight at 8 o'clock. Back to you lot though on the live comments, which seems to have disappeared. So let me refresh that. Exactly 60 minutes gone. I would like to see us be making some substitutions now. Have you watched Scarface, says Cali United? I have. These are all things that we can do. I mean, what we really want to do is talk about films that lots of people are going to watch. And then people can watch it during the week if they've not watched it, and then we can do a movie review. What's the idea behind the Mark Goldbridge channel? I love doing the United Stand, but I just wanted to do some content that is just not football related. My FIFA career mode will be on there. The next episode is on Wednesday night. I'm just going to try some different stuff out, but I like film. 62,000 subscribers. Thank you. Brilliant. Everybody, keep subscribing, keep getting involved. Another landmark, and we've hit 1,000 likes as well. So in relation to the United Stand, it is your channel. It's interactive. It always will be, and I hope more of you will get involved with the other shows. Whether it's Skype Goldbridge on Monday night 8:30, Skype in, have your say. The Departed, says 222 Damien. I'm glad you said that. You've made some good comments today. I'd love to do a movie review of The Departed, because I've seen it so many times. It's one of my favourite films of all time. So maybe we could do The Departed. You could all watch it in the week before, and then we can talk about it, because I think it's a great film. But there'll be loads to do. We'll definitely do the Godfather trilogy. We're doing Rogue One tonight. It's United on the attack here. But yeah, it'd be good. Mark Morgan Gibson says, Mark, who are your top five world-class players? And I wouldn't really like to go above that. Rooney into the box. Mata, we're knocking on the door for a third. We just can't get a third. Ross is 4-0. He's in jeopardy at the moment, but there's still time. Rashford's cross. Oh, Rooney was up with Fellaini, but I think they were both offside. So yeah, you've got Ronaldo and Messi for definite. It pains me to say it, but you're going to have to put Suarez or Neymar in there, or both. Thought there's an injured Reading player there. Zlatan's still in there. He's still in there as an absolute number 9. You know, world class is different things, isn't it? So as an absolute number 9, definitely Zlatan. I just think he's absolutely superb. His goal record is a goal every other game, so absolutely brilliant. So Zlatan's in there with Ronaldo and Messi, as I'd said before. Iniesta was. I don't know whether he still is. I don't know whether he's on the decline now, but so I would probably put Iniesta in there as well. Henrik wants us to do the Shawshank Redemption, maybe, yeah. The official Emmanuel Show vids wants a shout out. I can't put Suarez in there because I just hate him as an individual. So I'd probably put Neymar in there to make up my 5. I probably could go to about 7. There are a couple of others that I've left out there. I think De Gea's a world-class goalkeeper for sure. Surely we're going to make a substitution in a minute. I mean, that you get to a point where a sub becomes a token sub, and I think anything after, with only 15 minutes left, it's a waste of time sub. So he needs to be making them now. Got 25 minutes. Give them 25 minutes. Giving them 10 minutes is just such a cop out. Somebody just messaged me saying that the link's not working. Is anybody else having any problems with the link today? Doesn't seem to be. Tyron Williams says that Lewandowski is better than Zlatan in my opinion. Probably now, but we're talking about like what Zlatan's done over his whole career, and I still think he is in that world-class category. Whether, you know, it's a good call though. Would you want Lewandowski at Manchester United now or Zlatan? Well, you're going to get more years out of Lewandowski, aren't you? To be honest, I'd probably swap Zlatan for Aubameyang like I did on my FIFA career mode. I love Zlatan; he's a great player, but Aubameyang, you're going to get more years out of him. Kwame wants Carrick off now. I am getting a little bit, I wouldn't say frustrated or annoyed, but I'm getting a little bit tetchy. Let's get one of Fozo or Schweinsteiger on. I want to see them get at least 20 minutes. I would like to see them get half an hour. And the game has gone a little bit stale. It's sort of going through the motions now. Somebody just said, I think it was Shaka, what films are you looking forward to watching this year? Just Reading might get a goal here, well cleared. It's going to be right at the back end of the year, isn't it? But the follow-up to The Force Awakens on Star Wars, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm trying to think what else is coming out this year. There's a couple. Johan says, can you do a setup tour? What's a setup tour? Is that where, like, setting up the United stand? Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I could do that. I've seen people do that. It's not a bad idea. Josh Doherty has subbed to the channel. Thanks, Josh. That's fantastic. Make sure you do subscribe. If you found us, I'll just keep saying this: subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the bell so you get to know when we're live, because most of our content is all live. But most importantly, make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 8:30, or Monday night at 8:30, or tomorrow morning for the ramble. Because I think the rest of the content we've got on the channel is better than this. And it's always got the live comments up there. In fact, I must just say that when I do the 6:30 in the morning shows in January, talking about the transfer stuff overnight, and when I do the United Ramble tomorrow morning, which will probably be around 10:30 in the morning, talking about all the Sunday morning transfer news, etc. Because I do it off my phone, I can't tweet the link out. So you need to be subscribed to the channel, and you need to have the bell done to get the notification that I've got live, because that's the only apart from visiting YouTube and seeing that it's live or looking at it later, if you want to see it when it's live, the only way you're going to do it is through a notification, because I can't tweet the link out because it goes live and it's live on my phone, and I can't come out of it to go and then tweet that link, and the link's only generated when I'm live. So that's for all the 6:30 shows in the week when we're talking about transfers. Make sure you do the bell when you've subscribed. So I'm looking at you, Jose. He doesn't look like he wants to make any subs. it's frustrating me now. Akil's just subscribed. Akil Khan, thank you, pal. As has Carlo Balloont. Kwame says that Carrick is bleeding through the dressing, so we should take him off. And Young is a sending off risk. I do like the Batman trilogy. It's very good. But we could do a review of the whole trilogy. That would be good. I watched Batman versus Superman last night. I just could not get into it. I thought the concept was okay, but just couldn't get into it. Lewis Hornsey just subscribed. Abdi Abdi's subscribed. Bailey Reeves subscribed. Caleb Sexton says, what do you think of Fellaini? He's done okay today. We're playing a championship side. Of course he's done okay. But I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the first half. I've not really enjoyed this half, if I'm honest, because I just think we're going through the motions when we could be using Fosu, Mensah, and Schweinsteiger. I'm just absolutely baffled by it now. We're keeping players on for the hell of it. It's a waste of time. Really frustrates me. This does when you get into this position. And if he chucks them on with 10 minutes to go, oh, so what? So what? What does that matter? 10 minutes. It's just an absolute waste of time giving somebody 10 minutes. Give them at least 20 minutes of a game to go and express themselves and force themselves into your plans. Because 10 minutes is just not long enough. Jack Webb, will Lindelof sign? I really do think Victor Lindelof is going to sign. I would love it to happen because we've been saying it for a long time. I get the feeling there's something going on with the price, and United probably don't want to pay as much as what Benfica want. So we'll see. Well, Fosu Mensah's just warming up, so there's no immediacy to that substitution. Free kick to United here, out in the right channel. Ryan Hill makes a good point. Do you think we're in the title race if we beat Liverpool next Sunday? Well, I think we will beat Liverpool next Sunday, but I don't think that one result will put us into the title race, because I think we are still quite far off Chelsea, aren't we? We're 10 points off Chelsea. I think what you've got to do is say we're 7 points off Chelsea, because if we beat them at home, obviously we'll be 7 points off them. So I think we just got to keep winning, and then you've got to look at where we are in the league, probably by the mid to late February. And if we were within 5 points of them, then yeah, we can do it. But I understand why people are saying we can win the league. We can win the league, but I think let's not underestimate it. If we did it, it is efforts of a massive proportion to do it. Would be amazing. Corner for United, headed over, but it went off a Reading defender. Daniel Croft, Memphis Depay, where is he? History, mate. Ryan Ellison just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Ryan. Welcome. Make sure you get involved with all the other stuff. Schweinsteiger's actually warming up as well with Fosu and Pogba. I'm going to tweet something out. I'm going to tweet my frustration out because I'm just not happy about this. Oh, somebody's just messaged me on Twitter with a very good thing. Doesn't the movie reviews don't have to be movie reviews? We can do like TV series and stuff. I watched Boardwalk Empire last year. Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. I know they've not finished, but I do watch them. So yeah, there is potential to do all that sort of stuff. I agree. And Rashford makes it 3-0. Well, we both bets. Perfect. Absolutely superb. Manchester United 3-0. 1-on-1. Brilliant finish by Rashford. Game over. It was over for a long time. Rashford gets his goal. But Michael Carrick's ball, the pass is world class. Defender probably should have cut it out slightly better. But 3-0. Game over. I was typing something else when that went in. But a lovely finish. And I'm glad Rashford scored today because he had a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances. But to score will give him confidence in that position where, for me, I don't know what you lot think, that is where he should be playing. I know he can't play there all the time. I accept that because we've got Zlatan. But he's a fantastic player, really, really top player, and gives us so much. What a pass from Carrick. What a ball by Carrick, says John Neal. Bastion's coming on. And hopefully Fosu is coming on. Yay, brilliant. So double whammy. Rashford got his goal and Fosu. Well, they're going to get 10-minute cameos essentially, aren't they? Not long enough. I would have given them far longer, but obviously Jose didn't fancy giving them that long. He didn't trust them unless it was 3-0, which is a bit of a disappointment, I must admit. But I suppose he probably felt at 2-0 if Reading managed to get a goal and then they got 10 minutes to try and get it. You don't want a replay, so you can sort of understand that. The pace we need up front, very good point there from El Cato. And here they come, Bastion and Fosu. See if there's. I just want to see if we get any.
Jan Kermigan coming off as well. Timothy Fosu-Mensah will also coming on for Manchester United, and the young striker Dominic Samuel comes on.
STH has got an interview for York College. Nice one, mate. Lovely. York is a fantastic place. If you can go away for the weekend there, it's great. I stayed in the Guy Fawkes Inn, which is like spitting distance to York Minster. But it's a lovely place. The shambles and all that. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely love it.
This evening makes the game look so easy. Positive forward passing. Such an underrated player. He's the future. Fosu-Mensah. Versatile player.
Matters going off for Schweinsteiger.
Seems the fans here love him. His only appearance so far was
You know what though? The fans love Schweinsteiger. The fans love Fosu-Mensah as well. You know, these are the people we want to do. We want to see. Chris just says, I don't understand, why do you guys like Schweinsteiger? It's just quality, isn't he? And Jose sort of hinted at the fact that Schweinsteiger, well, he basically said Schweinsteiger doesn't want to go in January, and has basically hinted that he will be around. So, oh, it's 4-0. Keeper's made an absolute hash of that. Hilarious goal. Absolutely hilarious goal. Pass back to him. He's in his 6-yard box. He's trying to play it to his left back. He goes to kick it and misses it, and Rashford's there just to tap in the easiest goal of his life. 4-0. Brilliant. And if it stays like this, Ross will be ecstatic. And what I like about it is, as Rooney has levelled the record, Marcus has got a couple for his. "4-0. I've got to change the score as well. Well, I know a few of you at the start have got involved with our bet challenge on the United stand, and obviously ours was Rooney to score at any time. But if any of you went along with what Ross did, our guest at the start of the game, who said 4-0, which was, I think, 10-1, if it stays like this for the next 10 minutes, you're going to be quids in. I think he only put £2 on, so he'll win 20 quid. But 4-0, it is 4-0 at the moment. He should cash out because I think there'll be another goal. But it was Rashford who scored. He's got 2. In fact, I need to change that for you, don't you, as well? But a nice, comfortable win. A nice, comfortable win at home. And don't get much better than that. There we go. 4-0. Rashford times 2. Rooney and Martial. And Reading just shoved out wide there. Josh Doherty, do you think there'll be any more goals? I personally wouldn't mind there being any more goals, but in benefit to Ross, who comes on the United stand, it'd be nice if it finished 4-0 because that was what one of the bets he went with. Sort of keeping an eye on this game now, just watching Fosu and Schweinsteiger. See what they can do. Schweinsteiger's gone into the anchor man midfield, and it's Fellaini on the right hand side and Fosu on the left hand side. They've been shown a lot. Jimmy went with 4-1, so he needs Reading to score. Who knows, mate? Who knows? Be nice to see Rashford get a hat trick, says Bobby. It would. It would. There won't be any more subs, Sarath, because they've used 3. We've had Jones come on for the injured Rojo, Schweinsteiger's come on for Carrick, and Fosu Mensah's come on for Mata. Rashford's now gone out onto the right wing, Rooney's gone up front, and obviously Martial stayed on the left. I'd like to see 45 minutes of Fosu Mensah though, because I'm not saying that he's like ready to play for Manchester United week in, week out, but we've not really seen a lot of him since he's moved to since he burst on the scene. And oh, this should be a goal. Oh, should have been 5. Fosu Mensah shoots, it's a corner. I think Rooney's just sort of in that position now to get the goal. I think it'll be 5-0. Bastian is on the pitch, Hamed. Schweinsteiger and Fosu Mensah are now on for the last 10 minutes. Short corner, Daley Blind. Rooney's in the box. He's going towards the box. Shoots. Fellaini can't score from 6 yards out. Blocked by the Reading keeper. Schoolboy Q says, Mark, just be happy for once. I didn't realise I was being miserable, mate. What do you think of Everett and Griezmann rumours, says Jack Mulcahy. Well, Griezmann's going to sign in the summer. Everett, I think most of us are of the opinion if he's coming as a trainer, great. If he's coming to play at left back, it's probably too late. He's not going to have the legs to do it anymore. As much as, you know, great personality, and it'd be great to have him back in some ways. I agree with you, Shaka Phillips. I thought Affleck wasn't good as Batman. But I could never imagine Christian Bale doing that Batman film, Superman. I just don't think he would do it. Man says, Mark, do you think Rashford will beat the goal scoring record in a couple of years? Not in 2 years. He needs about 300 goals, doesn't he? If he stays here long enough and plays up front and doesn't get bad injuries, then I think he will do. And I tell you what, I'd love Marcus Rashford to break the Rooney record, because as much as a lot of people like Rooney, we bought him from Everton for a lot of money. So Bobby Charlton came through the youth at Manchester United, and I'd love Rashford to break Rooney's record, because Rooney will break the record. I'd love Rashford to break it in about 10 years' time, because Rashford's come through the Manchester United youth, and I think our all-time goal scorer, it'd be nice if, like Sir Bobby, they were somebody who's, reflects what Manchester United are, which is all about the youth. But for the moment, Rooney, when he passes it, will be a worthy custodian of that record. 250 goals he'd need, sorry, not 300. We ain't going to get 250. Oh yeah, because they're both on 249, aren't they? Ain't going to get 250 goals in 2 years, but he's 19 now, so he could do it by the time he's 30. It's a hell of a trek to do it, but the close. I mean, Will D just makes a good point. The closing pace and strength of Fosu Mensah is something to behold. He's probably still a bit too raw, but this is why one of the reasons, if we're not going to play him, give him on loan. Prometheus 2, Shaka Phillips I'm looking forward to watching that. I do like the Aliens films. Although they do go drastically downhill after Alien and Aliens. I think Aliens is a cracking film. I thought Alien 3 was disappointing the way they killed off Hicks and the kid. They go through all that and then they just kill them off quite cheaply. Poor writing, I think. Scott Main, Rashford hat-trick. Love to see it. Red Devil Gaming, what's your favourite Batman film? Quite like The Dark Knight, but I think the first one's a better film. Fast and Furious 8. I don't like Fast and Furious, I must be honest. I haven't done Breaking Bad yet, Joel Merry. I do like James Bond films. 4 minutes left. Reading on the attack. Ross will be biting his fingernails here, hoping that it stays at 4-0. The only reason I'd like a fifth is one Rooney break the record or Rashford hat-trick. So I don't think Rashford's going to get a hat-trick though on playing on the right wing. GMS Nightmare. Who's better, Cleverley, Fellaini or Anderson? Well, Fellaini's third because Cleverley's better than Fellaini, and Anderson could have been good. He just got injuries and fat. Ethan, Inception, I love it. In fact, there's a lot of you mentioning mentioning films. If you missed what I said before, tonight at 8 o'clock live on my Mark Goldbridge channel, we're starting the movie review show. Starting off with Star Wars Rogue One. I saw it just before Christmas. I saw it again last night. So we're going to be talking about that, the good, the bad, and the ugly about Star Wars Rogue One. 8 o'clock tonight, and we're going to be doing movie reviews, TV show reviews once a week on that channel. If you want to know where the stream link is, it's in the second. If you go down to the video description, Manchester United versus Reading Lime stream with United, second paragraph, Rogue One 8 PM movie review show. Go and have a quick click on that link now, and then underneath the stream where it says like 5 hours whatever, you can subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and then you'll get a notification when we go live. But it's 8 o'clock tonight. Get involved. It will be me talking about the film, but I definitely will be, as per usual, massively about your live comments and what you think. So join us for that. Looking forward to it, and we can talk more about film on there. Fellaini is still useless, says Juvenile J. I would agree with that. Football, please, says Alan. Yeah, we're back on that. I'd love it if Rashford scored again, says Ruby Bear. We look better without Pogba, says Barney. We're playing a championship side. ultimately. If we were playing someone like Everton, we wouldn't be 4-0 up. It's the standard is there's a gap in the standard. But the winning streak is nice, as Surinder said. Who do you think will be top scorer of the Premier League? Says Hooge, Bruce. I think Zlatan could push it, but Aguero's always a safe bet, isn't he? I watched Game of Thrones, yeah, GMH, I love it. I fell out. GMS Nightmare. I watched Lost. I got lost with it, and I used to watch Prison Break, but I never finished it. Oh God, I've got a real bad stomachache. I think it's these jeans. They're quite tight, and it's like the stomachache you get when you get kicked in the nuts. They're a bit sore. I don't mind cricket. In relation to sport, what I would say is, look, I'll watch the Six Nations next month. I'll watch the Ashes. I've been to watch the Ashes. I was at Edgbaston a couple of years ago. I watch the Athletics when they're on. I like sport in general, but football is my number one, and football's the one I watch religiously, and football's where it be all and end all. I don't have the time to watch rugby week in, week out, or cricket, unless I watch major events, and I enjoy all sport, but football... it's dedication, isn't it? Marcus, you're right. My jeans are too tight around my sack area, but it's hard to find jeans that fit when you've got such a big bulge. We do fancy Premier League. I always forget, and there is a league, and I'm probably right down the bottom, but we'll sort it out in the summer properly. We're nearly running out of time with this now. Favourite Walking Dead character is probably Daryl, I think. Say something about transfers, says Isim. There's loads and loads about transfers on the United Stand channel. Go to the playlist. We've done numerous shows this week, and I will be live tomorrow morning with a United Ramble stroke with Robbie on a country walk, talking about all the transfer news of the week, and also you get a lot on a Sunday morning anyway with the Sunday paper, so that'll be about 10:30 for you. But transfer news today, there isn't a hell of a lot going off. Some people are reporting that Mourinho has said he doesn't want a defender this month. He's going to get by with what he's got, but as we know in this game, Rojo's got injured, so that might change. I still think we'll sign a centre-back. But there's nothing fresh that we haven't talked about all week, to be honest, so get on that. Luke Everson likes brick. I agree with Juvenile J that Rooney shouldn't be starting Premier League games. I don't think there's many players in this team today that I would be starting in Premier League games, apart from, you know, the ones that normally start, and Tony Martial. It's Championship football at the end of the day. It finishes 4-0. Well done to Wayne Rooney. Really pleased for him. He will break the record at some point. But if you've been new to the United Stand for the watch along, make sure you've clicked that subscribe button, bottom right hand corner. You can see we've gone over 62,000 today, which is great. And make sure you get involved in all our other shows. We'll be live for the watch along again an hour before kickoff at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night for the Hull game. But before then, you've got Sunday Night Live at 8:30 tomorrow talking about United news. You've got Monday night, 8:30 UK time, Sky at Goldbridge, where you can Skype in and dictate the show. You've got United Ramble tomorrow morning, where I'll be talking about all the transfer news. Monday morning at 6:30 in the morning, talking Man United transfer news. So there's loads of stuff. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell, and get notifications when we go live. I'm going to end this stream now. It's a great win for Manchester United. And in about 5 minutes, we'll have a new stream with our match reaction. So I'll see you very soon. Thanks for everyone getting involved. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes with a new stream, talking about the game, my man of the match. And more importantly, as we were just talking about there, who favourite Star Wars films he had, we'll be talking tonight. Go in the link description. Make sure you subscribe to Mark Goldbridge, live at 8:30, talking Star Wars Rogue One. But what I want to talk about in the match reaction as well, who from this team today should be playing in the first team in the Premier League?